Ruger.
What's up? Hold on. I'm gonna put my fucking AirPods on. So give me a
All right,
second. But we
cool.
live. Boom, 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 boom. Open up these settings. I wish I had just some earphones just for this, so I can just click it. Connect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What the hell? Hold on. Oh, there you go. I get you on the Bluetooth now. All right. So basically, look at the topic. Before, do you guys know about the UFC card coming up? I just want to speak on that because it's just brief.
Is it the one with Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah,
That's
Max
no, no,
Holloway.
no, 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 no. That
Max
that's coming
Holloway
up.
just fight just got canceled.
That Yeah, that's coming up. After 270, so that's going to be like a month from now, I believe. The one I'm talking about is this Saturday. It's Calvin Qatar versus the Giga Chikadze dude.
Yeah,
I'm going with
Yeah, the
Calvin King.
Gegard.
it's not Gay Gar. It's like
Not
Giga
Gegard Musashi.
Gija.
Yeah, it's
It's
Gegard.
no, it's not.
Yeah, not Gegard. Gegard fight for
Not like
Strike.
Dude's name is
Gegard, but it's like Gegard.
Giga. It's no R in there.
No,
But
like Gegard.
I don't know. But I seen him fight. I watched a couple of his fights. He came from kickboxing, and he's a really nice kickboxer. He's a traditional kickboxer, and I think he
Not Giorgio Pedrazian, is it?
no. His name is Chikadze. I'm saying
Oh,
his
okay.
name. Like I'm not mistaken. I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
He, I don't know if the fight's gonna be at featherweight or lightweight, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be at featherweight. I think the guy is going down in weight to meet Calvin Qatar. So I don't know. He is kind of tall too, so I wouldn't bet on his fight unless you're gonna just bet on the underdog, try to win some money because I think Calvin Qatar, he's durable and I think he has the faster hands and he definitely has more power. The Giga dude, I seen him fight. The Takatsu dude, I seen him fight. He doesn't have any power in his hands, but he has some lethal kicks. And he fought Edson Barbosa. So imagine Edson Barbosa type without the spinning kicks, but like a crazy body kick. Like he sets up this body kick so nice. And then he's able to switch it to a head kick and people could barely like they have a hard time defending against it because he mixes it up so well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't see either one of these dudes going for takedowns. If anybody does, it'd probably be Calvin because I seen him shoot for a takedown before. But I can see this dude giving him problems, especially if Calvin's not putting pressure on him. If he keeps it in the center of the ring, I can see Chikati tagging him, tearing him apart. So
Mm.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
Calvin Cater is pretty good, but yeah, I mean it's a 50-50 fight. I would probably go with. I do like the kickboxing, Jakati. But Calvin Cater, but he's been knocked out a couple times. Calvin Cater, so maybe his chin. Yeah, I mean UFC is kind of hard to kind of tell. It's a 50-50 fight. If
I don't
but I'll
think
go with
Qatar ever been knocked out.
Cater. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, who
He
he get
just got
knocked
knocked
out
out.
by?
He just got
Who?
knocked out, and then he got beat up too, didn't he?
Nah, he ain't never been knocked out. He got choked out before. He's never been
Nigga,
knocked out.
that's being knocked out. That's being stopped.
He's only got choked out, and that was early in his career. He's never been knocked
But
out.
who did he just get beat up by?
He lost to Max
Max
Holloway.
Holloway. He didn't
Oh,
get
okay,
knocked
okay,
out.
okay.
He went the
Yeah.
whole 5 rounds. Now it was an ass whooping. It was that. It was an ass whooping. You got tagged the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. If he
I'm
keeps
watching
this fight,
Your Foreman wife is going off on the trainer. Like, stop the fight.
bro.
Bro, he just changed the whole subject, bro.
Nah, all right, come on, let's
But
stick to the
like I
topic.
said, but the Chikatsi dude, like I said, I was trying to go on it. This Chikatsi dude, he if they call him Ninja for a reason. So if this fight stays in the middle of the ring, he gonna tag Qatar up. So Qatar better pressure him because this Chikatsi dude, he's actually 6 foot. I'm looking at it now. He's actually 6 foot. So
The Chikaji, whatever his name is, guy remind me of Rob Font.
rough.
Why does he remind you of our phone?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like he does a lot of hyper moves. Like he just ultra does everything. Like he switch hits, but it don't seem out of this world calculated. It just seems like he just does it, like
I'm
on
trying
and
to think
off.
of a good kickboxer we've seen like a throughout UFC because we always seen like karate
I watch
kickboxers.
a
We
lot of
haven't really.
kickboxers. He don't fight like the traditional kickboxer I'm accustomed to seeing at like Glory.
He gives me that. I just had him in my head. Damn, I just thought of the
Like
dude.
Michael Page.
Nah, Michael Page. Nah, I'm trying to think.
He put his hands to the side. Like
It's
I
kind of
got
like a
Calvin
graveyard
Cater by
Musasi.
stoppage.
It's like a Musasi, but without the knees. Because Musasi, when he get in close, he throw knees and elbows. This guy doesn't. When he gets in close, he doesn't really like to throw the
Musasi's on a tear
elbows.
right now.
I'm trying to think of just good kickboxers. It's similar to Mirko Cop. Imagine a lightweight version of Mirko Cop, but without like the super heavy kick.
Right.
Yeah, so that'd be the best way to describe this dude. So as you can see, if he stays in the middle of the ring with Qatar, he could catch him with some vicious kicks. Maybe even be the first one to knock him out. I'm about to go look at the odds on that. This is
Interesting.
the only
Let me
fight.
know what the odds is, cause I got Calvin Cater by knockout in round two.
Let's see the odds on it. That way we could. What the fuck is going on my phone? The odds on it.
I ain't
Fight
gonna lie,
odds.
hey, not to change the subject, but Arthur McKenzie is the best referee ever. That youngin said, "What do you want to do? Do you want to stop the fight or no?" And he let them keep fighting.
Uh,
That's smart. I like that.
so most of them have Kasi as actually the favorite. So I'm gonna just go off of DraftKings, and FanDuel. They got Calvin Qatar up to a plus 200. So and then they got Chikati at a negative 200. And then the most of the odds is favoring it to go by decision. Uh, if you want to go with a good bet, if you're going to pick Calvin Qatar, Malky, I would probably go under 3.5 because 50% is saying it's going to go over 3 rounds. So you go under 3.5 because, like I said, they're pretty much stand up strikers. Somebody could get knocked out in the first 2 rounds. Let's just say the first round's a fill out. Second round, somebody puts on pressure. Third round, somebody get caught. Go under 3.5. That's 53%. So let me type in
Hmm.
odds shark. I mean, a good bet would be. mm, you could probably get like about a plus 400 on Calvin Guitar if you predict him to win in under 3.5. So 4 to 1, probably around there. So that'd probably be the best bet if you're going with
Hmm.
Qatar. But if you're going with Chikadze, only way you're gonna really make money is if you're going off you predict him to either win by decision or win by knockout in under 3.5 rounds. So you pretty much gonna have to bet the rounds on here to make money.
Who's the favorite?
Chikadze's the favorite, two to
Oh,
one favorite
Chikati's the
almost.
favorite. Oh, he gonna fuck
Yeah,
Kevin Taylor up, man.
yeah. I just said this is a horrible style for Kadar because I watched him fight and I'm like, this is probably one of the worst matchups for him.
Yeah, who's on that card? Let me look.
The Caitlyn girl, Caitlyn.
Oh, that's my girl. She fighting. Oh, bet on her, bro. Hold on, I'm about to bet. Hold on, let me see
What's her name? Caitlyn
Jakagan.
Chukagan?
Jakagan.
Chukagan? Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
It's like an
that's my
Indian name.
girl. That's my girl, bro. I got
And
the
then
best
Michael
game.
the Mikhail Pereira. Dude,
Oh,
I
this is
seen
a
him fight.
good card. He's
I've
good too.
never
He
seen that
fighting
Muslim guy fight.
Muslim.
As you know, I
Muslim.
don't really watch the females.
Shalakov. Yeah, yeah. He's. I ain't gonna lie. Michael Pereira gonna whoop his ass, bro. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Look, like for all the viewers, I don't know about the Jakazi fight, but you take a parlay with Michael Pereira and Kalen Jakagan, Brandon Raval. Oh, he's good too. Raval versus.
I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
seen like I know a lot of these like I heard of Chase Sherman. I know Brandon Revolve, but I've never seen their
Oh,
opponents.
okay.
So
Boom. That Chase Sherman. I mean, I don't know, but I know that Jay Collier. He sucks, bruh. Like I ain't gonna hold you. That youngin. He was a middle. He was a welterweight, and now he a heavyweight after the pandemic. Like that youngin is.
that's what I'm saying. Like I haven't
I
seen
bet
this Jake
I
dude.
bet
So
against him every time, but I think he just won his last fight, so I stay away from that. Jamie Pickett versus Joseph Holmes. I don't know none of these.
oh, he just cut out. I'm gonna have to invite him back in. But yeah, I would just I don't really know most of these people's opponents like Jennifer Maya. He sounds pretty confident Shikagan or Chikagan. So let me see somebody like yeah, I don't really know these people. So that's not really
Yeah.
an event. He just cut out. But the first topic I wanted to go over was fans and fighter interaction. Yeah,
Yeah, he disconnected because he's on here. He's on the PlayStation talking.
yeah. So I'm gonna get back on. Just send him a message. Send it to his phone. Let him know he cut out. Oh, he cut back in. All right, here it goes.
But I don't know how I cut out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
I don't know what happened.
it's cool. You here now?
But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That Michael Pereira youngin, that's the youngin that be doing backflips in a ring.
Give a fuck about that.
Nah, that's the he dope. He's one of the most athletic. Like so, his only
I seen
losses.
him fight before, but
Yeah, he like
I
Mikey.
want to
That's the one
see
I
these
told you
dudes
I like.
versus actual named opponents, or let's
That's the
see
one I
him
said I
get a.
like Malky because he be doing like backflips and like jumping off the cage. If you thought Showtime was Showtime, he'd like do a backflip off the cage, spin kick, and it'd be so ridiculous to where he burned himself out and then he end up losing the fight. But he's definitely entertaining, bro. He's dope. I like him. He's the goat.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
hopefully he
watching
can make
Broner
that card
versus
entertaining because that card looked trash to me. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
But
it does. I'm watching Broner versus Paulie. I always probably would
Oh,
beat you.
also I wanted to speak on that. What you guys think opinion on that? Because you know Bronner was talking shit about Tank Davis, talking about he'll beat his ass. Because I
Wait,
guess he said
Broner was talking
When
about
was
Tank.
this?
it's like 2 days ago.
When they cool, they best
Really?
friends.
That's usually yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because I guess somebody interviewed Tank Davis or whatnot. And
Dang, I do see it.
yeah, you
I
can
ain't gonna
watch
lie.
it.
Counterpunch,
He's driving.
counterpunch. Wow, counterpunch boxing news actually posted that.
What Broner say?
He says, "I will beat your ass, your little ass." He says, "See, keep fighting them little dudes."
I ain't gonna lie. Floyd
Uh,
gonna make that fight at 140.
Cause you know, Floyd pretty much told Javante stay away from Adrian Broner a while back, and then
which would be actually goofy if Tank proceeded to do that because without Adrian Bronner, there is no connection to Floyd.
Broner was so look how little Broner was.
and
All
you
right,
know
look.
that Broner's talking about coming back, and you know Eddie Hearn's trying to get him to fight. What you
Kind
call
of.
his son? Yeah, Connor
Kind of
Ben, Nigel Ben's son. So
very huge fight in the UK, especially because the United Kingdom been really begging for that fight for over a year. Conor been taking out guys who was once good 5 years ago and beating them in pretty dominant fashion. Um, I don't think he stops AB, but if he hypothetically did stop AB, his star status will rise through the top. Like
my
imagine
Prince
if he beat,
is getting
Bro, how
imagine if,
y'all keep cutting out?
like
the
imagine if
internet.
Conor
Nah, yeah, my
Ben
fucking
beat
internet.
Adrian Bronner and then the winner of Kell Brook versus Khan.
I ain't
He
gonna
would
lie, Adrian
literally
Broner beats
be
Conor Ben. Conor Ben is trash. You hear that, Conor? You're fucking trash.
like,
Respond to my DMs.
I
I called
wouldn't,
you out a long time ago. And I only got 3 fights.
I wouldn't just favor Broner until I see what type of shape he in.
yeah, because I'm rooting for AB all the way, but AB wasn't in shape his last fight, and he just haven't been active in the ring. Um, Kind of been in his swag right now. We in his bag, but he's swagging in the ring. Uh, if this was the best version of AB, he beats Conor Ben absolutely easy.
Also, I wanted to speak on this because I wanted to ask: are casuals good for boxing?
Yes, casuals is great for boxing because without casuals, like how can any of these fighters be worldwide superstars? See what I'm
But
saying?
what's the pros and cons of it?
Well, the pros and here's the pros and cons of it. I give you an example. When casuals watch a competitive fight, Mayweather Madonna, Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz, the pros and cons of it is if your goal is you just promoting somebody to a casual audience because they entertaining
But
and
let's just
casual.
speak on a fan perspective.
No,
I
that's
don't
what
want to
I'm
go
saying.
into the promoter
No, no,
and
no, no,
you
no, no.
know.
That's what I'm doing. This is from the fan perspective.
I know. Get to
Based
the
on
point, Monkey.
this, is what I'm saying. Based on the way the promoter promotes the fighter, from an entertainer standpoint, a casual will watch because they like the style. Here's the con of it. The con is when they see a competitive fight or something that where they kind of have to really be a fan to understand. They don't, and then they'll see a fight like Tank and Cruz, and they'll think Cruz won 8 rounds to four. So yeah,
Well, I wanted to say I think it's a negative to this sport at this point because we got YouTubers and shit using it, which I thought would be good for the sport by bringing in more views and allowing fighters to get paid more, so we could get more fights. Because these fighters, they trying to price themselves out at high ass rates. But the thing is, they get so many casual views, they think they really like super. They start to believe their popularity is more than what it is. So I look at it
Well,
as a negative thing because guys like Ryan Garcia and Tank, they think that because they got a bunch of followers, they're the biggest thing in boxing. Which you heard dudes like Leonard Ellaby say. You got guys like Oscar De La Hoya and shit believing. Like, yeah, you have a bunch of casuals, but casuals don't buy pay per view unless they know who you're fighting. Other than that, casuals are younger people for the most part, and we all know how to stream, and we know how to get the fights for free off for stream. So I don't think it's good. It's just building these dudes' egos higher than what it should be. So I just look at it as negative. And then these casuals, they start getting into like the social media and shit, and they start speaking about it, and they run with whatever whoever they heard say something, they run with it as opposed to actually doing the research, and it starts to like some of the casuals, they really believe like Floyd Mayweather was undisputed, like, and you can't tell them nothing because they heard it so much.
yeah, like
Didn't he beat Carlos Bottomir?
Floyd was
who?
never undisputed. He never had the IBF belt.
Yeah, Floyd. Yeah, Floyd. Nah, he never was undisputed. He when he fought Carlos Baldomir, he had three of the four belts at that time. He didn't have the fourth belt. And when he fought
But Carlos
Manny
Bottomir
Pacquiao,
ended up Carlos Bottomir beat an undisputed Zab Judah.
No,
nah, Zab Judah
no.
lost to Corey Spinks.
Uh, yeah, that's what
Oh,
I
for
was
the
trying
for
to
the
say.
undisputed. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's
that
right.
was the three. That was the three belt undisputed era.
Yeah,
Okay,
before the WBO was
Yeah, and
implemented.
got you.
mhm. To your point about casuals, they good for boxing. I'll say this. I think the way the fighters respond, like back in the day, I'm used to casual supporting the Trinidads, the Roy Jones, the Mayweathers, De La Hoyas, ETCs, but their
Yeah.
numbers was reflective of the casuals. Nowadays, it seems like because of social media, they see these guys on the shade room or they see them with another celebrity they recognize. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
might have a female audience that like their appearance, or they might be with somebody in hip hop. And I'm like, y'all numbers still 100,000 pay-per-view buys or only 400,000 views. And then we have this A side, B side thing. So it's a lot of pros and cons out of the ring from the fighter's perspective. And then it could also backfire moving
Bro, who's
forward
watching
in the ring.
Hangover, bro? Ruger, turn your TV down.
My bad. You know, yeah, that's not the Hangover though. That's uh it's the Will Ferrell movie with Mark Wahlberg. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, Daddy's Home. I love that movie.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. But
Bruh. Like,
what is your take on it, Prince, in terms of casuals? Are they negative, positive, pros, cons?
Um, I think that they're they're positive because the casuals is what kind of makes the boxers like shoot, they pay us. They don't want to pay us because the diehard boxers, they yeah, it's more casuals than diehard boxers. So the fact that you don't really know anything about the sport, so I can tell you its pros and its cons. The pros and the cons is the pros about the casuals are that they will follow you no matter what, as long as you're like entertaining to them or they like you in
How do,
some type of way.
okay, I just want to go on that point. Remember, I'm gonna go on that point, but continue. I don't want you to forget, so continue.
I won't forget. You can elaborate.
Okay, when you said they're gonna follow you no matter what, I gotta deny that. I can't go with that because
Well, I said they'll follow you no matter if they like you, not no matter what. If they like you, so if they like you, they're
well,
gonna
you did
follow
say
you.
no matter what.
Well, I
Okay,
didn't say
okay,
no
but you
matter what.
saying
I
they
said
like you,
if
but
they
like
like
I
you.
said, that's depending on your status. I feel like the casuals go off of status because the way they followed Deontay Wilder before he got knocked out this last fight versus Tyson Fury,
unhealthy.
yeah, it was unhealthy. It was wild, and then they
Well,
were starting to
again, that's
believe.
if they like you. That's if they like you. But the casuals, they're gonna like. they're gonna follow you if they like. As long as they like you, they will follow you. So when they like AB got a lot of casuals that still like him just because of who he is and his flamboyant personality.
I would go see that was
It's
what I was gonna speak
bandwagon
on
fans
too
too, though.
because
But that's
yeah,
what a
yeah. I feel
casual is.
like I feel like Adrian Broner has a this is what I mean by casuals, fans, and diehards. And I feel like Broner has some diehard fans, as in like they gonna rock with him no matter how many times he lose, just because they like him as a person. Some guys like Manny Pacquiao
Yeah, like
have that.
me, I rocks with AB regardless.
Yeah, yeah. There's guys like Manny Pacquiao that have it because people genuinely love their style,
So
as
is that
opposed
not
to
a
a guy.
casual?
No, because that you could be a diehard boxing fan and still be you could be a lifelong fan of boxing and still like this is my fight. Like Mike Tyson, like yeah, Mike Tyson has casual fans, and then there's people that just genuinely love watching Mike Tyson fight because they know what they're getting. Just like there's some people that still rock with Deontay Wilder because they know what they're getting. They're getting somebody that's gonna go in there and try to knock somebody's head off.
Okay, I tell you what, that makes sense. So a casual in my eyes now, I guess I'm changing my perspective of a casual then. Uh, a casual is a person that doesn't really know the sport, but they can
Jake
easily be
Paul fans.
entertained. They can easily be entertained. That's what a casual is.
Yeah,
So
I
they might not
look at the Jake
Like when
they
Paul
might
people
not
fans.
watch the Super
they might
Bowl.
not yeah, they might not understand the sport, but if it's entertaining to them, they're like they will follow it. You know what I mean? If somebody comes in the ring and do a
Yeah.
backflip and like they're gonna like that stuff. So yeah, now the bad part of casuals is the fact that they don't know the sport and they're only there for so long. You know what I mean? They're only gonna be there for so long.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's what I was saying because these fighters they start looking at their numbers because they on top. Like a guy like Charlo, like he like the bigger one Jamal, he's still undefeated. But if he was to lose, we might see that hype train go away. Kind of like Triple G. Like Triple G had some of the biggest casuals on him because he was
Yeah,
exciting.
they disappeared now.
Yeah, and then ESPN was promoting him as this machine monster, and now that he's already lost, and then he's fought Derevyanchenko, which he barely won, it's like it's hard for them to promote him as this boogeyman still.
Yeah, because he done fought 3 fights since, and then a lot of people don't even know.
Yeah, that's because he had a casual following, and that's why I say it's unhealthy for the sport because it shows false numbers in the long run, and then these fighters start to develop big heads and egos when they don't really
Hold on.
realize you still backed by the diehard boxing fan. You still like that's
No, you're
still your
not.
bread
You're
and
back.
butter.
No, your bread and butter is the casuals because you
But
have so many
once you
casuals in
lose,
this. No, yeah, well, okay. Financially, the casuals are what's gonna pay you. You think if you watch, I'm watching a fight
What's
right
good
now.
with it?
I'm watching a fight right now, and I'm watching all these all these like old white people and their girlfriends.
It's
You think
cold
they
as
know
fuck
anything
outside.
about boxing? You think
We
these
thought
girls
it
knew
was
about
us.
Paulie and
We ain't
Broner?
feeling no, it's
No,
cold as
they
shit
just
hold
watching
on, let
outside.
me
youngins.
mute you real quick.
They want to
Like
watch a
I'm gonna
fight
mute you.
because they can afford the tickets. You hear me?
You said what?
Do you hear anything I said?
You said do I think these old heads know any these white
No, I was
women and
saying
shit
that
like that?
those are casuals. If you pull up any boxing fight, you look on ringside and you gonna see most you're gonna see some celebrities, you're gonna see some boxers, and you're gonna see a
Depends
lot
on
of
the fight and
random
who's fighting.
random people and their girlfriends. Those are what you call casuals. Those are the ones that support you. Those are the ones that pay for your tickets because they can afford it
Right
to
on my
watch a
outside.
ringside uh side fight. You know what I mean? They don't know anything about Paulie Malignaggi or Adrian Broner. I'm looking at this
Right.
I
girl right
gotta
now.
doubt that though. I gotta doubt that because anybody that's sitting
This girl probably
ringside,
don't even know who's winning. She's just there to look pretty.
but she's there because somebody brought her there that actually likes boxing, or
But
she
that's the
might have got.
casual no, because I'm watching her husband or whoever the white dude is. he don't like he might like boxing, but it's not the necessarily. It's not the fact that he's a boxing fan.
But
He has
is
the
he a
money.
celebrity?
No, he has the money to say, "Hey, honey, let's go to a fight. It's a fight tonight in
But you,
Vegas. Let's
I
go."
gotta see. I gotta know who that person is and speak to that person before.
Well, it's not. It's
A
every fight you
casual
go
to
to.
me, a
It's every
casual to
fight you
me
go
for
to. Every big
boxing
fight.
would be Stephen A. Smith.
That
Every
that's a
prize
true
fight.
casual.
Every prize fight you go to, you can see a lot of these because I'm watching them now.
Like Stephen
Who?
A. Smith is a casual, but he's entertained by boxing. But he said he would love to watch Jamal Charlo and Alexander Usyk getting in one day. So yeah,
That's a casual. He don't even know the difference in weight class. A casual don't even keep up with the champions. They don't even know who's all four champions. A fan of boxing, they might be like, I know most of the champions. I know this guy. They'll know the top contenders for mostly every weight class. But a casual probably know like around 20 fighters total.
yeah. Like it, like, cause there's some casuals that know some fighters that's like the shade room. Like Devin Haney, he's a person you see on the shade room a lot. So if a person semi watch a Floyd Mayweather, a Pacquiao, or a Tank, you kind of know who their ops is. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. On social media, you might have seen Rolly because he's
I would
connected
say
to Tank.
for me, the role the casual plays is the guys that's for later on or trying to spread their popularity into other markets. That's where the casual comes in because you got guys like Mike Tyson, like he has his little podcast where he talks about other stuff, talks about smoking weed and shit. Therefore, the casual in that perspective, it helped him. And then like who else? Who's somebody else developed some type of business or anything off of CM
Off of
Punk,
boxing.
like the casual for the UFC, they see
Yeah,
CM
or
Punk, and then they got
as you
WWE and
stated
shit.
a minute ago, Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley, Nate Diaz and shit. You
Shoot,
ain't got to be
Henry, even Henry Cejudo at this point.
uh, I don't know
Cause
what Henry Cejudo does, but I
you know
know
he's
Ronda
on Mike
Rousey had.
Tyson's podcast. He's literally like an extra on Mike Tyson podcast, and it just seemed like his popularity definitely got bigger since he stopped fighting.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey was one of those girls. She started off on the UFC, but she built that casual audience where she got into the women's marketing, and then she jumped into WWE, so her popularity skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, that's where the casual comes in when you're trying to develop into different avenues. But in terms of just being set in one thing, when I see a fighter going into their prime like Tank Davis, I don't think he should be focused on the casual until he builds his resume. Like a guy like Terrence Crawford, uh, fucking Keith Thurman, these dudes over 33 and shit like that. Like, yeah, you're towards the end of your career. You need to be focused on the casual. But somebody like Jerron Ennis, he's backed by what Gilly the Kid and people from Philly, so he's getting that casual love right now. He still got to build his popularity, but once he builds his resume and he really starts getting to the casuals, that's when he'll jump. But the casuals also gonna come with his popularity being built and his resume being built.
It depends though. Like Jerron Ennis to be different than other people like Tank because Tank, it ain't that Tank not willing, but the way Mayweather and them moving, Tank's not going to fight too many top guys probably anytime soon, unless it's a style that they just comfortable with Tank going against, opposed to Jerron Ennis. I think Jerron Ennis will see those guys, and once fans and casuals see Jerron Ennis, they'll gravitate. At this rate with Tank, it might be quite some time. So I think it's probably best they focus on the casuals for Tank because that's what kind of got him this far, other than his talent.
But to me, it's like year after year, he's just the same guy. He's not building his fan base because the diehards aren't pushing him hard because he's not giving a shit. Like
Yeah,
Even the diehards can't push him. Like you got to give us something to push.
I agree. And
Like
his
like
fight
like with
starting to look
Mayweather, the
better.
diehards push for Mayweather was, oh man, look, this dude keeps winning, and he fought Oscar De La Hoya, and it's like, oh man, he just beat the main guy. So now the casuals like, oh, this dude just beat De La Hoya. Let's watch him now, and boom, now he become rich because now he's flaunting his money. So that's bringing even more casuals and things
Hey,
like
can
that.
y'all
Like
hear me?
Roy Jones
Hey, can y'all
came
hear
off of
me
diehards.
echo or should I wear headphones?
You're not echoing. You just keep disconnecting.
I don't know why. That shit keep. So can I keep
Shit,
letting
I'm
my iPad go black? All right, keep
Oh,
going.
there's your go take off your refresh or your home screen shit or whatever the fuck it's called. The the home
Yeah.
the black screen or
But
something. I forgot.
casuals is what, like, honestly, me being a fighter, I would want to get casuals than get actual boxing fans, because that's what's gonna build you to that point.
But
Is
the
the
casuals
casuals?
don't build the boxing fans. That's
It
the thing.
no
The that
boxing casuals does, because if I'm seeing, well, like 6ix9ine and youngins, I'll be like, yeah,
You're
y'all follow
comparing
my
no
fight,
don't you're
y'all
comparing
follow.
rap to fighting. Just to compare
No,
to
I'm
other
comparing
fighters.
casual. I'm comparing casuals because that's how Sean O'Malley got most of his fan base. You're watching
Sean
him
O'Malley,
with the 6ix9ines, and you watch, even though he's fighting, but you got a lot of people that don't know MMA, and they're like, "Who's this 6ix9ine
no, Sean
wannabe type of a
O'Malley
young?"
came from the diehards with the contender series.
exactly the
Bro,
diehard
no, he has casuals in his corner as
No,
well.
listen,
He's building.
I'm trying to
as a
tell you.
result
Hold
to the
on,
levels
hold
that
He
he
on.
got.
That's why he got 2 million followers, is because they're casuals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I know the casuals with 2 million followers, but that's not bringing up his worth. His fucking worth ain't shooting up through the roof. And like I said,
His
he came
worth
up
is
through the
getting bigger
diehards.
because his
He
No,
would have
popularity,
no,
because
no,
of the
no.
casuals.
No,
He would
the
have
cut the
never been found
he
if it
had to
wasn't for the
unpopular for
diehards.
the diehards because it's
He
like
was
this.
never popular. What do you
What are you
mean? Niggas
talking
He,
didn't
about?
even,
He came from the
bro,
contender
bro.
series and they
Even,
were promoting him for his
bro,
flashy
yeah,
style
exactly. But he's not
before he even
popular. He
had
had,
rainbow hair.
bro. I know, but he wasn't popular. That doesn't mean you're popular.
He
bro,
got the contract
he
from
had a
Dana
good
White.
following. He had a few 100,000
Bro,
before
he
this
had it.
whole
Yeah,
Takashi shit.
that's because he had, exactly. That's because Sean O'Malley is on a public network fighting. So yeah, you're gonna get some fans. What I'm saying
And the
about
more he
die
fought
He
hard
on
got
bigger,
casual,
he fought
bro.
and
on
then
bigger
Dana
cards.
White put him on the main card in which he beat the dude and he broke his foot, but people loved his style that were watching him
He
that
was
day
those two
on
fights
the card.
prior. He was big.
No, he
Yeah,
wasn't, bro. No, he
He
I
his
wasn't.
promise you.
popularity,
When he
bro. Well, this is
busted
what
his
you missed.
leg,
Man, y'all. I'm trying to
This
tell
was
y'all what the difference between casual, bro. That did
we
not
know the
boost his.
difference with
That
casuals, but you
that
said
doesn't
that
boost
you
his
said you rather
fame.
have diehard fans. You said you rather have casuals than
casuals
diehards.
than
I'm
diehards, but you're
saying
not
in the
getting the push without the diehard.
you have to have diehards first before casuals, unless you literally come in the game and do some ultra gimmick stuff,
No,
almost like
of
Jake
The
course,
Paul.
only
but
person that's done that so
what
far
your
is Ryan
diehards can
Garcia.
be your diehards
Yeah,
can be your casuals as well.
Ryan
Because
Garcia is
just
the
because,
only person who's done
bro,
that
your
thus far.
diehards can be your casuals as well. Because just because,
Casuals,
like,
no, casuals don't
yes,
follow
because
you
diehards, some
until
people might not, hold on, some people might not even watch MMA, but just love Sean O'Malley because his YouTube, or because his pranks, or because his his hair or shit like that. That can be a diehard. Conor McGregor, you got a lot of people that don't watch MMA, but they love Conor McGregor press conferences, and he's a Halloween costume. So they dress him up, they dress their kid up as
but
Conor McGregor.
you're talking about Conor McGregor who literally won the championship, made his
Bruh,
way
you're
through the
not
featherweight,
understanding.
was getting
I
pushed
tried to
by diehards.
differentiate. I tried to differentiate the
But I'm
diehards and
saying, but
actual
we're
fans.
talking about what's more important. And you said you rather have the casuals than the diehards.
No, what's
But
more?
without the
No.
diehards, you can't get to
What's
that
more
level.
important? What's more
Yeah,
important
you
is
can't.
diehards. But
You have
casuals, no,
Prince,
that
you
wasn't the
cannot get
argument.
to the level without the diehards.
Bro, that wasn't the question. You said that. I said
That's
die hard. I said casuals is what makes these people way bigger than what they are. Because you
yeah,
got a
no,
lot of
cat.
no.
people
You
that
changed what
made
you
a
said.
bro. You got a lot of people that don't really follow Adrian Broner. Even when Adrian Broner was on top, they were just casuals. They
Yeah,
casuals. They're
but
not die hard.
his
That's why this nigga was able to.
popularity,
That's why he was able to make millions, bro.
I'm
Because the
trying to.
casuals.
No, what
bro.
happened was they were like he was the next Mayweather. The diehards and his
The
fan base
diehards,
were pushing him
the diehards deliver the message. What happens
to the
is it
casuals.
become a topic of talking. That's like son Lomachenko. How you was watching Lomachenko since the amateurs, and then they start showing them on ESPN. That is some diehard stuff. When Teddy Atlas and them is talking about it. Then when they
And
casually
then Joe
show 'em top
Rogan
10,
spoke about
then
Lomachenko, and then the
exactly.
casuals.
Then that's when the casuals come. But the diehards have to really stamp it, make it a statement that's kind of accepted by the diehards to a sense. Then it get pushed. Then the casuals likes what they see, and then they push it.
But
Ryan Garcia,
that's what I'm saying. That's what elevates you to a different
Ryan
plateau.
Garcia is
casuals,
the exception because of the people he's been
female,
around.
like
Yeah,
actually
No,
really
how
like him.
no, you can't no, you can't say that's an exception. You can't take
he
somebody and say,
is.
oh, they're an exception. No, it's because he has a lot of casuals rather than diehards. People
No,
that's
It's
in
just
that's
different
die bro,
avenues.
people that's in diehard boxing, I've like that's a diehard boxing fan, looks at Ryan Garcia as a joke. Matter of fact, most diehard boxing fans don't
Exactly.
appreciate. Hold on, don't appreciate a lot of these boxers. We can pull up a boxing channel right now, and I throw out Amir Khan's name, and they would literally laugh like he's a joke. He's a bum. What do you mean? He's an Olympian
But
gold
he's
medalist,
already
and
fucking
he's
retired.
a 3-time, 4-time world champion. How is he a bum?
Exactly. But when he was
Those are
coming
hold
up,
on, hold on.
nobody was calling him a bum
Those
like
are
that.
no, those are diehard boxing fans. No, they don't respect that.
if
Once he gets to
diehards fans saying that, then what you think
oh,
casuals thinking?
casuals love Amir Khan. They
No, they
still
don't.
love him.
No,
No,
they
they
That's
don't.
don't.
what
Cat,
Bro,
bro.
hold
he
on.
had
That's what
people
this
threaten
nigga,
him in traffic.
bro.
Bro, people,
Bro,
hold on, hold on, hold
that's
on.
why
In
him.
Dubai,
Hold on. That's how him and Kell Brook are about to do numbers in the UK. Is because of the
No, because
casuals.
they're
no,
known in the
boxing
UK
in
and they
the
have a
UK is
yeah.
huge, and they are like
Uh,
celebrities in the
man,
UK.
bro, it's
That
They
the
stuff
are
is
die hard,
celebrities.
completely.
bro. It
This
is
isn't
no, it's
Andre
the
Berto and
casual,
Devin
it's the
Alexander.
casual, it's the
This ain't
casuals, bro.
yeah.
That's
I'll
This
say this
ain't
to
Berto
your point.
Alexander or Berto fucking
They are
Lamont
really
Peterson.
huge in the UK. It is a story to be fair. These are two guys we know don't like each other. UK rivalries and America's is kind of different. This
Yo,
fight's been. Listen to this. This
Malky,
is
I
10
can
years
literally
in the
go
making.
to their the little the word shit where they was at the little UK meeting, they was face to face with each other, and we could go
Hmm.
read those comments. People wanted that fight. It's not
Yeah,
no casuals that watch that shit.
yeah, like this, like, and as a diehard fan, I don't care to see this fight like that now. But this was a time we really wanted it, especially once we knew they hated each other.
all
Like
right. Look,
4 years ago, we wanted
look.
it.
Actually, I'm about to end the conversation because you have you. We know about these boxing matches, celebrity boxing matches, and shit like
Okay.
that. You're
Yeah.
watching their numbers literally like blow actual boxing numbers out the water because those are casuals. Don't are those aren't
No,
Because
die
bro,
hard.
hold on. We
they
already
have
established that casuals is what make these events huge.
That's
The
what I'm
guys,
saying. Apparently,
no,
Brook
the
is saying
guys,
no.
no,
no, that's
but the
not what we
guys
were
that
saying. We
the
saying what
casuals
makes.
literally brought that dude there. So of course they're going to support
This is
him.
what I'm
But
saying.
he's not a real
When it
boxer.
comes to Jake Paul and them, bro, these are worldwide superstars. If Drake
They're
and
Yes.
Chris
still
Brown fight,
casual.
This is
Bro,
what
they
I'm
got he
we
got Justin
bro.
Bieber performing, bro. This ain't fucking. You can't
This is
compare
Bro, what
Justin
does
Bieber
celebrity
that
to
stuff,
boxing.
mean? It
bro.
does, bro. It's still a casual. If you was
I'm
to tell me,
It's
saying,
still a
hold
Justin
on.
Bieber
If you was to
performance,
tell me,
bro.
bro, if you was to tell me Drake and Chris Brown will box right now, a diehard boxing wouldn't want to see that fight. They wouldn't
A
pay to
I
diehard
see
know
that
boxing
shit.
fan will probably buy it. What are you
No,
talking
they
about?
wouldn't. No, they
I
I
would
would
swear
bet.
to
not.
God.
It ain't
You know
like
how
we
No,
got
many
they
nothing else
boxing
better to
wouldn't,
watch.
channels
But
bro.
watched
That's
and
because you
reported the
fan of
Jake
those
Paul
dudes.
fight versus
No, you would
the
not.
Nate
the
You would
point I
not
Robinson?
made,
buy that shit
hold on. This is what
because
I'm
you're
saying.
diehard box. So hold on. I'm gonna tell you somebody who's diehard boxing that doesn't follow this rap like a Teddy Atlas. He's not gonna buy that fight. He
Teddy
doesn't
Atlas
want to see.
spoke on it. What
He's
are you
not,
talking about?
bro.
He watched the Nate
He's
Robinson.
not gonna buy no fucking Drake and
He
Chris Brown
literally
fight.
watched the Nate Robinson Jake Paul. What are you talking
Bro,
about?
that don't mean just because you watch it don't mean you buy it. He probably looked
He
at the
bought it.
highlights to talk about. He didn't
Oh my.
tell you he bought that pay-per-view, bro.
He
All
Get
right,
the
here
did
we
fuck
say
out
it.
go.
of here. No,
Watch
he
this. Watch
didn't.
this. Here, I'm gonna go watch the video.
If anything, he probably saw the
Went to a fight
highlights to talk
party.
about on his
Yeah,
show. Nigga didn't throw no fucking
bro, this is
fight
what
party
I'm
for no
saying. I
Jake
get what
Paul,
you.
Nate
No,
Robinson.
casuals are watching
He's
these
doing the
events. I'm
reaction on
saying
his channel. What are you
even.
talking
He
I'm
about?
didn't do
saying
no react. He
even.
doing a reaction,
I
not
swear
from
to
him
God he
watching
did,
it.
bro.
Not from him watching it, like actually watching it live.
He's watching it on the thing, on his
Bruh,
fucking
stop.
channel.
Bruh,
Go to
stop
his
it.
channel. Go to his
Stop it,
channel.
bro. That's
He's talking
bullshit.
about
That's
Jake
bullshit.
Paul all on his channel.
That's bullshit, bro.
Even
Okay.
Jake Paul had to have diehards at
1 year
first
ago,
before he got
187K
insane
views.
casuals. You gotta have diehards first before you get casuals. Now, once you get the casuals, is up from there. Like Jerron Ennis, he don't have casuals yet because he's still building his diehard fan base.
Prince, I'm
His
finna put it on.
diehard
I'm
fan
finna
base
share my
is coming
screen,
through.
bro, because you sound crazy. He's
Now, once
literally
enough
Nah,
talking.
y'all
diehards
niggas
spread
sound
the
crazy.
message, the casuals is
That
what's going
bro,
to catapult
yes,
them to
I'm
the
not
next
saying
level.
I'm that's what I was saying. So again, I would say that I would rather have the casuals to catapult me to that level rather than the diehards. Jerron Ennis, he can fight. We know that he got skill. He's not a superstar because he doesn't have the casuals yet. So therefore, he's gonna be stuck
But he
in a
don't have
certain
the diehards. He don't
bro.
have the
He's gonna
diehards
bro.
either yet.
But even if he does have the diehard, he's gonna Andre Ward had the diehard boxing fans, but didn't play. Like imagine if he was a different had different characteristics in his personality. Like imagine how big it would have elevated him. But that's just not him, and that's what I can respect about
Yeah,
him.
I
But
agree. Like you gotta
so
have,
just
and if you
imagine.
gonna have, he definitely needed antics with that style because if Floyd had no personality, he would be Andre Ward.
Yes, exactly.
So no, that's what
So
I
Hey,
that's
agree.
all.
That's
Prince,
but
So that's what
Jerron
I'm
Ennis,
saying.
are
I don't
you
know what
but
looking at the
nobody
Jerron,
else
channel?
are talking
but
about.
Are you
Jerron
looking at the
Ennis don't
screen?
have Jerron Ennis don't
I
have
don't see nothing.
personality either. But his
Well, we don't know that.
entertainment,
Hold on, we don't know that because he's not on that platform yet, so
I
we
mean, we
can
know
see
it
him.
because we see Jerron, and watch Jerron in his interviews, and this is demeanor in
Yeah,
general.
but
He not that
uh,
type of guy.
You see this?
I don't see
But
nothing.
he's entertaining, so he
You're
don't
not
have to
watching the
be.
screen?
It's
I'm
not.
looking at the screen.
I see a black screen.
Teddy Atlas, there you go, right there. Yeah, he reacts to a lot of Jake Paul fights. Like
Bro,
he
he
don't
react to
probably like
every
it.
single one of them, bro.
But
Yeah,
that
He's
don't
literally
mean he brought. That don't. First of
he
all, Teddy. At
he
first of all,
watched
hold on.
them.
Okay,
Watch the
okay,
video.
okay,
He's
okay.
sitting there watching them.
Even if he watched them, it's smart. He has a podcast. Jake Paul is a big figure. That's gonna put
Oh my
literally the
God. Just you
views
just
on there. If
said
you
he
talk
wouldn't talk
about
about it.
no, I didn't say that. I said he wouldn't sit there and if Drake and Chris Brown was a
he
I
would
literally
swear
in
to
watch
a
it.
God
fight,
he would.
he would okay, he might watch it because he has a podcast. But I would
Oh
name you
my
so many
God.
other people that don't have podcast. Maybe he was a bad example because he has a podcast. So that's something to talk
Bro.
about that's gonna get him views. Hits get
Anybody
him money.
that's a
But
diehard will
no, like
tune
okay, George
in.
Foreman, another diehard boxer. He's not gonna entertain this bullshit.
So
He
you
don't
tell me
even
if I
watch
type
real
that in?
boxing, so
He's
I bet he wouldn't.
Hold on. I'm finna type in
Shoot,
George Foreman, Jake
Tommy
Paul.
Hearns didn't even know who
Bro,
Terrence
don't
Crawford
even
was.
type that. Why are you typing that shit in? Because even if he talk
Cause if
about
he
it, that
talk
don't mean
about it,
that don't mean he supported or he's gonna like
Didn't
really
Sugar
want to
Shane
watch
call
that shit.
Terrence Crawford Clarence Smith?
It said, look, hey, Malky. George Foreman says he'll train Nate Robinson to beat Jake Paul.
But
Is he talking about, bro?
when did the nigga say that, bro?
Hey,
When did
short
the
I
of
nigga?
swear to
screen,
God,
screen season, screen season.
I ain't trying to hear
it's
this
on
bullshit. Y'all
TMZ.
niggas, look, bottom line is, like I said, the casuals is what make these people so big. I'm watching Broner and Paulie
Bro, hold
Malignaggi.
on, you missing it.
Hold
We
on. Paulie Malignaggi has been in the game so much longer than Broner, accomplished a lot more than what. Well, I won't say a lot more than what Broner accomplished, but I'm watching a young undefeated Broner literally bring in a lot of numbers because of who he was and his personality, because of the casuals. I mean,
time
sorry,
out real quick since
because
we
of the
on the
But he
casuals,
was
subject.
not the
already backed
diehard.
by the
Not the.
diehards.
I said I know that, but what catapults you to another plateau is the casuals, and
Yes, but you need
that's what I'm
diehards in order
saying.
to attract the
Well,
casuals.
obviously, bro. Obviously, if you fight on any
Then there's
national
no
TV,
debate. Then if you everybody
bro,
on the same path.
it's common sense. When you fight on any national TV, like any national platform, you're gonna get some fans.
Side
You're
note,
gonna,
guess what? Hey, Ray Leonard, the legend, right?
yeah.
Guess what? Guess what fight he said he want to see?
Who?
Mike Tyson and Logan Paul.
But then again, that's different because that's a boxer. He wants to see Mike
Oh
Tyson.
my!
Bro, you
Nah,
want
bro.
to see a boxer.
Oh my God,
You really
Trav.
okay.
Nigga,
I tell you
hey,
what. I
Son.
tell you
Malky,
what.
I want to
Watch
see
this. Hold on.
I want to see the
Hold on. Cause y'all
Hamburglar
saying,
versus the King,
hold
nigga.
on.
That's what I want to
Hold
see.
on. Cause y'all,
I
cause
want
I
to
ain't gonna
see
lie. Y'all
Superman
sounding.
versus
Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Batman.
Y'all sounding real ridiculous. I bet you. I bet you. Any one of these diehard boxing, such as the George Foreman, such as the Teddy Atlas. I bet you they didn't watch
Ray Leonard.
Blueface. I bet you they didn't watch Blueface fight that YouTuber, or
Yeah,
I bet you they ain't watch that other. What's that?
yeah. Uh,
They probably not
Moonwalking.
big enough for
Hold
him.
on.
yeah.
That moonwalking Calabasas youngin. I bet you they ain't
They
watch
got
You
any
his
don't
fight.
even
regular
know his
Doritos?
name.
Huh?
You don't even know
Yeah,
his
just nacho
name.
cheese.
Well, the point of the matter is they're not gonna
Yeah,
watch it.
not
They're
spicy,
not
just
gonna want to
nacho cheese.
entertain that. Malky, shut up, bro, with the food. Like they're not gonna entertain that shit. But if I like
But
To
they
be
don't know
fair,
who
a
they
lot of people did,
are.
but a lot of people didn't even know Blueface fought. Like that wasn't that
bro,
popular of a fight.
because they not that okay. Maybe Drake
I didn't even
and
know
Chris
who he
Brown was a
fought.
bad example because they're public figures. But Blueface, who's very popular, no,
He's
these
not
youngins
that
ain't gonna
popular.
waste their time. Blueface is popular. What do you mean? They
Bro,
got over
George
1 million
Foreman don't know who
followers.
Blueface is,
You
nigga.
know George
That
Foreman
don't
don't know
matter
who
because
Blueface
but
is.
so that means that he's not entertaining that shit. He's
George
not gonna
Foreman don't
entertain
know
it.
who Virgil Ortiz is. So
Bro,
I bet
yes,
you
he does,
no, he
No,
don't,
bro.
he
bro.
doesn't, bro.
Man, look,
George
y'all
Foreman
not
just said,
making sense. Y'all not
bro.
making sense.
George Foreman said he don't
Y'all
follow the
keep,
sport.
bro. Y'all keep bringing up like dumb sayings. What I'm saying is basically the basically the casuals is what's gonna bring that money. Okay, die hard guys like the Teddy Atlas and like many other diehards like a Andre Ward.
Okay,
They're not
who's
gonna
answer
pay
this question then?
attention to
Who
that
spread the
BS.
who spread the word
Now,
to the
hold on.
casuals?
Now, Jake Paul is a little different because
Who
he's
spread the
doing
words
so
to the
many numbers.
casuals?
Huh?
Who spread the words to the for the casuals to see who that person is, and then they then follow that person?
I won't say diehards. I would say your exposure on a big network platform. It's not
Exact.
diehards. Nigga,
And
if Drake,
who comes hold on
if
who
Drake,
comes to
if
those
I
who
hold
comes to that
on,
statement on those big networks
you're not even
on
letting me
those
finish.
no because you got to
Bro,
answer the
if Drake,
question on ESPN
no.
when Teddy Atlas and them is making those claims. Those are claims created by
That
people
doesn't,
like
and you
yourself.
think, first of all, the casuals don't even know who the fuck Teddy Atlas is. So
It doesn't matter. But hold on. But
they're
what
not gonna
casuals
sit
watch? What
there.
network do
Bro,
casuals watch?
bro, they're
Sports
not
Center,
gonna
right?
sit there. Okay, they're not gonna sit there and they're not gonna
Dan
sit. So if
Raphael is
they,
Sports Center.
if they, but they don't really know. No, no,
You
no.
know who
If
Sports
they're
Center top
watching,
10
bro,
is?
if they're watching a fight and they just see somebody on the TV doing what Tiafimo does, then they gonna automatically follow him because damn, this nigga just did a backflip in the ring. Yeah, I like him. He's doing the Fortnite dances. I'm gonna start following him. That's a
It's
casual.
different when Youngins co-sign it.
Bro, that it is different from youngest co-signing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that gets you casuals. Because at the end of the
That does
day,
get you
if I
casual. Cause I'm gonna be
bro,
honest.
at the end of the day, if I knew Drake and Drake was to go on Instagram live right now and be like, yo, y'all check out my homie Prince Aladdin. His next fight is tomorrow. They gonna come in. That's casuals.
No, that's true. Yeah,
So
that's casual.
that's all of what I'm saying. Look at Eddie Murphy nephew Brandon Lynch. Like this nigga got a big platform, and that's because Eddie Murphy went on fucking
No,
a
he
big.
doesn't.
Well, okay,
Diehards
okay,
don't
okay.
know who
Hold
he
on.
is. Do
That
not use
exact
that
I
Die
don't
word.
even know
Hard
who he
doesn't
just
know,
said.
bro. Hold on. Die Hard. That's my point. Die Hard doesn't know who he is because he hasn't been in the game long enough, and he actually lost.
Casuals don't know who he
Yes,
is.
they do.
I told the
Casuals do.
youngin bruh.
Bro, casuals know who he is. Now, obviously,
How many followers do he got?
he didn't make a
How
good
many followers
reign.
do he got, champ?
Bro, like just let me finish. He
Okay,
didn't make a good reign because he didn't keep fighting. He ended up losing that next fight after what's the name. So people start not really paying attention to him. But the fact of the matter is that's a good cosign. Eddie Murphy got on a big platform and said, "Follow my nephew. He's a boxer." Yes, that youngin shit skyrocketed.
how many followers do he got?
Maybe over 10K.
Just think. Let's go look
That's
at
not
what.
skyrocketing.
But skyrocketing from he
Hey,
probably only
Malky,
had
I'm
a
finna
couple
go look
hundred.
up
He
Nico
can.
Walsh. We're gonna go look up Nico Walsh.
Nico
Wanna see-
actually got followers. I ain't gonna lie, and he'll look like Ali.
We're gonna look up his followers because this should be his shit should be the highest because they keep talking about how he Ali nephew or grandson, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
he
he
almost
is.
got 100, bro, and he only got 3 fights. What are you talking about?
He almost got 100K.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, bro.
And he's
He
been
I've
on
only,
the
talked,
TV twice.
bro,
I've talked to that
bro.
youngin a lot. Hold on. I talked to this youngin the past 3 years. His followers is pretty much close to what they was when I was talking to him.
Damn.
Bottom line is this, bro. It's because of casuals. Nigga, he's 3-0. Niggas don't know who he is. Is they just listening to, bro,
He
that's
has two
Ali's
fights
grandson.
on TV though, so
That don't
diehards
mean
got to watch him.
that first of all, Die Hard like we just watched him. He looked horrible. Die Hards think he's fucking trash.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
People think he's fucking trash, but at the end of the day, he's literally, I bet you if they keep building him this way, he'll probably be on pay-per-view soon because of the casuals,
His
because his
skill set is
numbers
gonna have to enhance though.
because his numbers are gonna do tremendously.
But he don't remind people of Ali. Like when I watch him, it ain't like at
Yeah,
least
but
with
bro, we getting off the subject. That doesn't matter. We're talking
it
about
does
casuals. We're talking
it
about
does
casuals
matter
and
because he looks
diehards.
nothing like Ali and he doesn't
What does
fight like
that
him and
matter?
he
That
doesn't
doesn't
have
mean that that's
swag.
not his
That's gonna
fucking
deter
grandson.
casuals away from him.
Why do you have to look like Ali to fucking for
If
him
Cause
to
Mike
I'm
not be his
saying
Tyson's
grandson?
son, if
he
Mike
had
Tyson's son fought, I'm pretty sure he'll have over 100K.
I'm sure
I'm
he will, but
saying
again, that's the casuals. That's not the diehard.
You
Because
want to
if
know who's
the
carried by casuals? LeBron James' son. Now that's somebody carried by casuals and a diehards. Like
Yeah,
that's the perfect thing.
because he actually got talent. He can actually play, and they see some resemblance of his father. But the end of the day is the casuals is what's gonna put you up there. Look at a lot. If you want to talk about basketball,
no. The
look at
casuals
hold on.
actually
Look
making
at the
it good.
ball. Hold on.
You
Look at the
got
ball
casuals
brothers.
you up there.
Look at the Ball brothers. Now the Ball brothers actually got talent, but the Ball brothers actually got talent. But at the end of the day, their show, their dad, all that stuff, that's what literally boosted them to showcase their talent on an
No,
easier
their
level.
skill set alongside
Oh
their
my
father
god,
flexing,
bro.
bro.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
I
about
son.
to go
just
look
said
up
they
Kron
got fucking
Gracie.
talent, so that's why they're doing good. But to get the, you know how many people that got talent that don't get the shine, so their father put them on a different plateau, just to isolate them, to show that, okay,
All right,
these
all
are the
right,
youngins that's doing
Prince,
all the talking, they actually got skill.
I'm
Prince,
saying if the Ball brothers weren't
Prince,
good or
Prince.
top two draft picks, LeVar Ball talking wouldn't mean nothing. He'd just
Prince,
be
It
a
would still
father that's
get them.
talking.
Prince.
It would, no, because it would still get them. It would still get them. They might
Hey,
not.
Prince,
They might not establish nothing in the NBA, but it would
Prince.
still get them the big following that they have, because
So
those are casuals.
it would get them
Horace
8 million followers.
Gracie,
Is
Yeah,
what
Horace
you
look
saying?
at
Gracie.
Julian. Look at Julian Newman. The nigga is try like he's not that good, but everybody
Yeah,
follows
I give
Julian
you
Newman.
that.
And okay, so stop giving me shit,
Yeah,
nigga,
but
because
yeah,
what I'm
No,
nah,
saying is
but
listen,
right.
Julian
It's
listen,
Newman
fucking
ain't
Prince.
even on the
casual.
team right now.
Hey, he's not. He's probably never gonna go to the
And youngins don't
NBA,
even think Julian Newman is nice.
But
bro. He
this is
has over a
boxing.
million
This is
followers. Like,
boxing.
he
And
got a
you
lot of
talking about casuals, you
his
ain't see
whole
Julian
show,
Newman on one NBA D League team.
bro. Exact. That's the point that I'm talking about.
No,
The
why
casuals.
his casuals fans ain't help him get on the NBA team?
That don't
Since
mean
they
Hold
because
on,
I
Malky.
just told
Cause
you
I
you
like to
don't
keep
need
it.
the
I like to
talent,
keep it
bro. Y'all
on
niggas is
Fight Sports.
contradicting. Y'all never
Kron
making sense.
Gracie is Kron Gracie, Horace Gracie nephew has 301,000 followers. So that's three
uh-huh.
times what Muhammad Ali nephew has, or grandson, whatever the fuck he
And I
is.
don't even know who this shit is. Actually, I do. Is that the guy who just lost on Strike Force on AJ McKeecock?
He might have. I haven't seen him in so long, but let me go look. I think he's 5-1. Yeah, he lost to Cub Swanson. So,
Okay.
like I said, this isn't like a guy that was. Of course, he got to get a head start just because of his roots, but
Hmm.
obviously that 301K didn't carry his career, so the casuals didn't really do much for him.
Right.
So that's what I mean when I say the casuals, they help until you lose. So they're not the backbone, especially not for fight sports. For basketball, you can do like the professor. You could be like the Drew Lee guy or whatever. Like yeah, you could be on YouTube and shit because that's a bigger sport. Like
Hmm.
they got a fan base of their own. Like you ain't even got to be a professional basketball player to make money off of basketball. But this is boxing. You're not gonna make You're not gonna make money off of just fucking
Yes, you can.
boxing people at the park. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
No,
So,
no,
so
no. But you
Chris,
can.
then
It
why don't
just
you go fight niggas on the street and see how much money you get?
it just depends, bro. It depends on your popularity. Look at
So
Kimbo.
why
What the
didn't
fuck you
Kimbo
mean?
Slice just keep fighting on the street then?
Because obviously it was a bigger platform that wanted him. Kimbo, that's how he got popular. That's
I
exactly how he got
know.
popular.
And he
Dana
wasn't
White
making
literally.
no goddamn money just fighting on the goddamn street.
But you got to remember, you got to remember, social media is different. It's a different era now.
That was
So
the
you got
boom of social media, the Kimbo Slice
now,
era.
but it's different now. It's way different now. To
No,
where
bro.
somebody has
That
that
was
much
the
success.
biggest boom.
Look at Street Beefs. Street Beefs, niggas is
And
make
them
maybe the
niggas don't
fighters,
make shit.
bro. No. The fighters might not make money, but the fucking
That's what we
whoever
talking
started
about.
Street Beefs, no, but whoever started Street Beefs is probably profiting very well.
Yeah, we know Dana White getting paid, but the UFC fighters ain't, and that's what we speaking on. We speaking on the fighters, how
That's
the
what we're
casuals
well,
affect the
but we're
fighters. I
talking.
already know the
No, see,
casuals are good
you're
for
saying
promoters.
different. Let me
We
not get
already
you out
know
of
the
here.
casuals, the promoters love casuals. They love them. Leonard Ellaby love them motherfuckers with his big nose. But
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what Leonard Ellaby don't love. Here's the con of having the
he
casuals.
hate
Have a fight that's
diehards.
close. Here's the problem with the casuals. The casuals thought Cruz or whatever his name is beat Tank
And Leonard Ellaby couldn't
Pitbull,
take it.
and he couldn't take it. What's the first thing him and Floyd said? Y'all don't know
Don't know
nothing
shit
about
about that.
boxing. R.I.P. Roger Mayweather. We need to educate these casuals. They all love casuals when the casuals is bringing them a bag and their fighter got a fantastic knockout. When the casuals Then the casuals start kicking in, and they can't watch a fight like we do. And we'll be like, "Oh, he missed that." They see 6 or 7 shots. Oh my gosh, he got hit with that. Then you don't like casuals at that point. So casuals are healthy, but them casuals will hurt you. And if enough
Okay, so
diehards get
also,
behind them casuals, you can't keep
so
fighting certain guys.
I ain't gonna lie, I made my point already, bro. I made my
No,
all
we was
right. So
actually on
let's
the
move
same
on
we was actually
because I
on the
want to go
same
to the
point.
opposite of the casual. I want to talk about extremists. When is it too
what's an
far? When
extremist?
is because
A meat rider
you
Okay.
of
go
a
ahead,
fight.
Well,
Malcolm.
I know
You
what an
speak on what you
extremist is. I
believe
was
an
asking Cougar,
extremist is.
what's your opinion on an extremist?
I want Malky to go first.
All
Go
right,
ahead and
when you're a fan of a fighter and then you start saying drastic stuff, like it's okay to say Lomachenko one of the most technically sound fighters you ever seen. I thought when people say like he's a goat or he's the greatest, that's dramatic. Or like I'm a Canelo fan.
That don't
I
mean
think
that's dramatic.
fighting.
He might be the go to them. Now when he say shit like when Youngin say shit
No,
like
no, no. You
he'll
can
beat
say, in my opinion, skill wise, he's the best I've seen. When you start saying he's rated above the goats, that sounds a little lunacy.
bruh, you can't know that's people's opinions. So if somebody was to say that, bro,
No, I'm saying if a youngin say I think
I
he's
think he
the,
was better than Floyd Mayweather. Like that's their opinion. Now when they start saying
if you saying you think his skills is better or you might think his abilities, that's fine. If you saying ranked, that sounds crazy. Like if you say I think Lomachenko is ranked over Ali, that's insane. I think his skill set
who
is much
says
better than
that?
Teddy Atlas and a lot of guys said that they rate
I
Lomachenko.
remember Bob Arum saying that.
Yeah, Bob Arum. We've heard people say Lomachenko's the
That don't
GOAT.
mean
He's
that's
rated.
meat riding, bro. What are you, huh?
That sounds crazy, bro. Like you can't say that's like if Patrick Mahomes
No,
have a great season
because
how
to
he
some
did, and they
people,
say he's the greatest
no, because to
football
some
player
people, no, no,
of
no,
all times.
because to some people, they can say that's crazy if I say Floyd Mayweather is rated better than Muhammad Ali. They'd be like, bro, you're crazy.
He at least has a finished career and a finished body of work. Now, whether people agree with it or not,
Who's
he's actually done some historical feats. Now, if a youngin say,
so
I
did
think
Loma, so did
Lomachenko,
Loma, so did Loma, bro, so did Loma.
Loma don't have historical feats like that, bro.
Yes,
Because
he
as
does.
far as I'm concerned,
For his
what
amateur
makes
career.
like no amateur career, he has an amazing feat, bro. But we talking about pros. And with all due respect, Loma record as an amateur was 396-1. He got more losses as a pro with 389 less fights.
Bro, I'm fine, bro. Niggas,
Okay,
This
so
hold
not
I
a
on.
this
wanted to.
not a this not a bashing Loma session. The point that I was making is I think what being an extremist is regardless if you're a fan or not, when you kind of say drastic things. Like I'm a huge Canelo supporter. I can't sit here and say
Wow.
Canelo beating Macaboo at cruiserweight. Man, I'm gonna put him top five all times for this. That's not a great win or an amazing feat. It's a guy nobody thinks could beat you and probably other guys 2 weight classes below you. That's my opinion of an extremist.
Okay,
Oh, I might knock
also,
this nigga the
so I
fuck
wanted
out,
to go on what I
bro.
think an
Oh my
extremist is.
god, why is Holly? Go
Basically,
ahead.
I think an extremist is anybody that one makes an excuse for a fighter,
Yeah.
no matter how good or bad. Two, defends a fighter at all costs.
Hmm.
And number three, there's also extreme haters. So
Yeah, that's
extreme hater
definitely.
is somebody that attacks a fighter for no reason, no matter what, and doesn't give them their credit, such as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had extreme for both sides. So that's just what I think an extreme is. And most of the signs you can see is when they try to discredit an an opponent that everyone knows was pretty tough. Like uh for example, some people would say that they thought Maidana beat Floyd Mayweather. So when the rematch came and Floyd beat him, a lot of people were saying, "Well, Maidana's not really that good." But didn't you just say you thought you just beat him? So that would be an extremist. Like for me,
Hmm.
I thought Mayweather beat Maidana the first time, so I didn't really think he needed to fight him again. But
Right.
that would be an extreme hater, and an extremist would be someone trying to categorize someone like uh
Hold up.
fucking Julian what's his name, J Rock. They categorize J Rock as like this amazing boxer when Charlo knocked him out. When it's like, he was good for that time, but he didn't prove nothing to let us see that he was just great fighter. He was just the up and coming contender. And sometimes that's what people just are. They're just good in that moment. There's some people that don't have longevity. There's some people that maybe they fuck up in the beginning like Rung Visai, and then they they prime. They hit their prime or something happens and they elevate their level. And I think people are just too quick to jump on boats and bandwagons, and they should just let people develop. And that's why I just want to talk about both sides, the extremes, the casuals, so people could kind of like meet in the middle. And then we just need people to follow the sport so they can know what they're talking about. Because I've had extremists like extreme Spence fan, like this guy, I could read what he said today. He didn't even know what he was talking about. Um, he tried to tell me Danny Garcia. He told me because you know the people like to talk about Crawford and Spence. The guy was talking about Crawford should just take the whatever amount Spence gives him, and I had to let the guy know like you know
Gibbs.
Crawford's worth more money than Spence, and he didn't even know that. But I guess now they're worth the same amount at $8 million. But last year, I know for a fact Crawford was worth more than Spence. But now they're worth the same amount. And then he told me that Spence did all the heavy lifting. Now this is just something I've heard before from different channels, and I was like, "What heavy lifting? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is boxing. There's no this ain't weightlifting." And what you call it? So, and then he just tried to speak on resume, and he put Danny Garcia on the resume as if Danny Garcia is like some world beater, and it's like you just discredited Terrence Crawford's resume at lightweight. And now you're talking about a guy whose only good resume is at lightweight because his welterweight resume is subpar. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
And
Danny
then
Garcia has no credible victories at welterweight whatsoever.
exactly. And he didn't even know what he's talking about. He said Danny Garcia beat Bud twice in amateurs. That's wrong. That's wrong. So they're actually 1-1. But that's
Hmm.
just beside the point. That just showed an extremist, and he's trying too hard to push for a certain agenda. And I don't really like the agendas and shit in boxing. But also, I just wanted to branch off of that because all this shit is tied together. And what is a duck? Prince dropped out, so I gotta wait for him to come back. But what would you think? What would you call a duck, and what would you classify it as? And what does it take? And is there a way to come back from being it? Would you like to go, Malky, or you want me to go?
Can you repeat that last part again? I got sidetracked.
I said, what is a duck? What classifies someone as ducking?
Mhm.
Can you come back from being a duck? Or is there like a time limit, a age limit, a fight limit? So you tell me
You could
what
come back from
you
being the duck if that person you was ducking, you either beat him, or if that person lose, you end up beating the person that beat the person that you ducked, I guess. But what classify as a duck is the willingness to not fight a person. Now, if you using your leverage like Earl Spence doing, I don't think Earl
Mhm.
Spence is ducking by any means, but I do think the moves he's doing is to basically have leverage, and in that leverage, I think he'll offer a deal that he knows Bud is going to say is unfair, and he's going to boldly do what I feel he wants to anyway, and that's go to 154. So that's an example I say of not per se ducking, but maybe a person using leverage. So probably not that, but a person just having no real willingness to fight a person, especially if the purse is right, especially if they don't got nothing else going on. Like that's what I consider a duck.
Well, I want to speak on this. Hold on. Let me add Prince back in time.
Prince isn't here anymore. Okay, there you
Now
go.
he
I'm here.
came back.
Okay.
All right, Prince. Basically,
I'm just on the
Maki just
phone.
spoke on it, but I just wanted your opinion. What is a duck? What classifies someone as a duck? Is there an age limit, a fight limit? Can somebody come back from being a duck? So I just want to know your opinion. What do you classify
What's
as
my
a duck?
opinion on the duck? Can I have that again?
Well, in quick form, my opinion of a duck is a person who don't have an extreme amount of other options, like for a fight, and it's a person that you should be fighting, and the money and everything is good, and you just find another opponent, and the money isn't close to what the other person purse is, just so you could evade a fight that you could potentially lose or 50-50.
What about you, Ruger?
All right, let me speak on this because to me, for somebody to be classified as a duck, that means they have to avoid fighting another champion. If someone's not a champion and they want to fight you and you choose not to fight them, I don't classify that as a duck. It's when you choose to fight anyone or someone else rather than another champion. That is officially calling you out. So you have to first get called out. I don't care what people define as a call. If someone says they want to fight you, that's all that needs to be said. And you make an excuse not to fight that person and they are a champion, that is a duck. Now, if you take a fight and you fighting a legend, maybe you fighting another champion or you fighting someone else for more money, yeah, I'm not gonna say you're a duck. But when you're making an excuse not to fight somebody, that's a duck. But
Um,
they have to be a champion.
yeah,
And
I see that. Can you give me an example of a ducker,
Um,
Ruger?
well, I'm gonna say right now that Floyd was ducking Pacquiao for the longest. And then
How? But how can you like? How do you figure that?
because he chose not to fight him, he's fighting everybody else but him.
yeah, my
But that
opinion.
doesn't. But that doesn't mean okay. For example, that's why I'm. See, as a fighter, it's kind of hard to really like. It's kind of hard to really like establish a duck because as a fighter, I think I can speak well with all fighters and say that we ain't scared of nobody, bro. We're really not. I think the financial side
I'm not going with
of
that because
things.
Spinks was definitely scared of
I think.
Tyson.
I think. No, I think.
Yes,
That
he
nigga was
was.
shitting on himself
I think
backstage.
back then back then, but I'm
He
talking
was
about
scared of him.
as it, I think in terms of now. I don't think youngins is scared to fight each other. I think it's just it's just the like it's just a money thing. Like we want to set ourselves up. If we got paid the amount that we want, then you see these fights happening right now. You know what I mean?
Fighters
Now
get paid the amount that they
I
want.
can't say this. I can't say a duck like Floyd. I'm not gonna say that Floyd was a duck, but I can say that, like you said, Malky, about you feel like if you're not fighting a person, I use Antonio Margarito. At the time when Margarito was on the top of his game, Floyd did say that like if it don't make money, it don't make sense. And at the time, that was his biggest payday. I think he was gonna get paid like 9 million for that fight and he didn't choose to fight Margarito. Now, granted, I don't think he was scared of Margarito. I think he beats Margarito with ease, but why do you say that?
No, you talking about me or Malky? Because Malky got a phone call.
Well, I'm
So,
talking about you.
Well, I'm saying if somebody else is another champion, because the way the sanctioning bodies work, another champion can't force another champion. It can't be a mandatory to another champion. So therefore, it has to be an option for you guys to fight each other. Now, if you're making excuses not to fight another champion, you're ducking because you know that champion can't they can't do anything about it.
Um, I don't think like honestly like Danny Garcia. A lot of people say he was cherry picking, he was ducking, and yada yada yada.
Definitely,
I wouldn't say no. I don't think so, bro. I think that when you become
he
champ,
did cherry pick.
when you become champ, and it's like you don't just because you're champ, that don't mean automatically you fight the next champ. Like eventually you're gonna get there, like he did. He fought Thurman for to unify the belt or whatnot, and I mean obviously it didn't go his way, but I wouldn't say he was ducking. It
He
was
fought who?
he Keith Thurman
No,
to
that was for
unify
Keith
the belt.
Thurman's belt.
No, it was a unification belt. Danny had the WBC. Keith Thurman had
No,
two other belts.
no, Keith
Yes,
Thurman
bro.
had the WBC and the WBA.
Bro, Danny, bro, whatever, regardless of whatever belt that
Danny
they
won the
had,
silver belt
Danny,
from Robert
Danny had a
Guerrero, so he
belt,
became a
bro. Danny had a
mandatory.
belt. Danny had a
It
belt,
wasn't the super belt. It was a regular
bro.
belt.
It was for a unification bout. That was a unification bout.
It must have been the belt that Keith Thurman dropped in when he came off an injury.
Nevertheless, Danny
Remember,
had a belt. Keith Thurman had a belt. They were fighting for
Keith
three
Thurman
belts.
got the belts. No, there was never three belts for
Oh,
Thurman because
they
Spence
were
had the
fighting.
IBF.
No, bro, they had it's four belts out there. Thurman had three of them,
No, he only had two. He had WBA, WBC.
and he had the WBO.
No,
He
he never had the WBO. He said the WBO was trash because Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao, and then
All right.
Terrence Crawford
Nevertheless,
beat Jeff
bro, they
Horn.
fought for it was okay. All I know is this. I don't know about the belts. All I know was in the Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman fight. That was a unification bout. They fought for three
Yeah,
belts. They
no,
fought
it
for
was
three
for
belts.
two.
It was for
I think
three
what
because
happened was
in order to be unified, you
here.
need three
I'll
belts.
look it up for you because I remember it's either Keith Thurman had to drop the belt because he came off the injury,
Bro,
or it
in
was
order to
for
be unified, you need three belts. Just know that.
no, you don't. You only need two belts
Yes,
to
you
be
do.
unified.
No, you need three. You need three belts to
No,
be
you
unified.
don't.
Yes, you
Unified just means
do.
you have two belts.
Bro, it mean all right, bro.
Look,
Let me see.
Garcia WBC welterweight belt.
All right. So
2016 and 2017, he won it. Who'd he win it versus? He fought Rios. Oh no, that's way out.
uh, all right. Who
So he
won the
fought. Yeah, he fought Robert Guerrero.
wait, hold on. I'm trying to see what I'm just about to go on what's the name, bro? Box rack,
Yeah,
cause
he fought Robert Guerrero for
okay,
the
Keith
vacant
Thurman.
belt.
Look, Keith Thurman unifies welterweight the title in the belt. So he that means he captured Keith Thurman. Let me see,
Keith
unifies.
Thurman dropped the belt because of injury. Danny
Bruh,
Garcia
you
fought
had
for a
three
vacant
belts,
belt.
bruh. He had fucking three
No,
belts.
he
That's what I'm
didn't.
trying
I'm
to
looking at it
say.
right here.
I'm looking at bro. He captured. Look, I'm telling you right now. He unified. It says in order to unify two, four. Okay, unify two of the four. But okay, you was right on that. You need two of the four welterweight belts.
Exactly. And Keith
Okay, I'm
Thurman
about to see
already
what
had the
belt.
WBC belt.
I'm about to see what
I'm
belt
looking
he
at
got.
it.
Garcia WBC belt capture. Okay, it
He
said Thurman made defense with his WBC belt. He had the WBA and Garcia had the WBC. So my fault. He didn't have three. He had two.
no, I'm telling you, Keith Thurman had the WBC, but he had to drop it
Danny.
because of injury. And
Okay, and
Robert
then
Guerrero fought
Garcia.
Danny Garcia for
All
the
right.
vacant belt.
So that means Garcia
I
had
wanted
the
to
belt.
touch on that, not the not to cut people off, I heard Danny Garcia, and I remember the last statement we was talking about was ducks, and you said giving examples, and it's funny because that name was actually going to be the example that I mentioned. So since we're on
Well,
topic,
no, I okay. So for first of all, before we get on that, Ruger proved me wrong on that. Malky, I thought in order to unify, you needed 3 belts, but apparently you
no,
need
you
two.
need one. Yeah,
You need two. I thought you needed 3 belts to unify something, but Ruger was right on that. So the argument was he's saying Danny Garcia was a duck when I was telling him I don't think Danny Garcia was a duck at all because
he did
he
that.
fought. He no, he didn't, bro. Let me explain, and then
Lightweight.
you out of floor. He no, he didn't duck. He couldn't. He can barely make the lightweight division anymore. He didn't duck at all, bro.
No, he
He
So
ducked
fought
at
Ross
when
junior
he
Soccer.
became
welterweight.
but Raw Soccer, they didn't fight out lightweight.
That
They
was
moved
junior
up.
welterweight.
So they
Yeah, that's
moved
what I
up
was
to
talking about.
but the point of the matter is Danny Garcia literally became champion and then figured that all right, when you become champion, that don't mean that right after I have to fight all these other champions. I can fight mandatories, I can fight some like bullshit fights
He
to
didn't
kind of
fight
just, stay there and then eventually I would meet a champion down the road, which that's what he did with Keith Thurman. He ended
but
up
that's
No,
a
that
fighting.
was
different
at
division.
147. That's another weight class. What
But
That's what
that's
I
happened?
what
was
I'm
trying to
saying.
say.
No, we
But no,
talking
No,
he
but
was
about
he
him at
fought
literally
140
Soccer
when he was
and
ducking.
Herrera at 140.
Herrera
he
and
was
Salka was not great fights. And then he also fought Lamont Peterson. Let's put everything in perspective. He fought Rod
how was that a
Salka, who,
dunk?
hold on,
How was that
listen,
a dunk?
let me break it down.
Victor
He
Postol.
fought, hold on,
Who
he fought,
hold on.
listen, hold on, no, no,
Hold
no, 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 no,
on.
no, no, no,
Hold
no,
Let
on.
no,
Who
Malky
did he
go.
win the
No,
belt?
Prince. Let
no,
Malky go because
Hold
he
on.
been on
Who
phone.
did he win the belt from? Who did he
no.
win the
He
belt from at
fought
140?
Rod, listen, he
He
fought
fought
Rod
Eric Morales for
Salka.
the belt.
Yeah, which is insane to win a belt
He beat
against a
who?
40-year-old Earth
Eric
Morales.
Morales.
Then he beat Khan didn't have a belt. Khan didn't have a belt.
No, he didn't. But the point I'm making is he fought Rod Salka. Not a good fight. Mauricio Herrera, a fight that people thought he lost, wasn't a good fight. No one knew who the 18-3 guy with a draw was. Then when he fought Lamont Peterson, we're not about to give him credit for that. This is the Lamont Peterson who was coming off of getting slept
Hold
by
on. How is
Lucas
this a
Matisse.
dunk? Explain the dunk. Explain the
Because
dunk.
the Victor Postu, a guy who was an amazing
He was his
boxer,
mandatory.
that was his mandatory. He ducked Victor Postu.
That
It's
don't
He
mean he
funny
had to
ducked
because
drop the
because
belts.
at that
he
time
no
Victor
he
Postal, bro, at that time Victor Postal didn't have a name, so it's like, bro, let him get a name before I
Mauricio
could
But
Herrera
disrespect
Ross
didn't
him.
have a
Soccer
name.
did? But Ross Soccer
Mauricio
did?
Herrera didn't have a name. You know why he didn't fight Victor
But
Postu?
that's a
Because
bullshit fight that I was
Mauricio
telling you. How the
Mauricio
fuck is
Her
that? You get this nigga Mayweather credit for fighting Andre Berto, but then want to sit
no
there
one
and
no we did no one gave him credit for beating
oh
Andre
my
Berto. So
god,
do
Nobody
not
bro,
give him
continue
credit for
oh
that.
my
beating
god,
Berto.
you
No
did get this nigga
one.
credit, bro.
No, I did
Bottom
Hell
not
line
give
is,
no.
him
bro,
credit for beating Andre Berto.
I just explained on when you become champion, that don't mean if I win the WBC welterweight belt from Victor Ortiz, for example, that don't mean that right after that I gotta fight the Keith Thurmans, the Terrence Crawfords. No, I
But
don't.
Bro,
he
I
took
go
he
three
fought
bullshit
he fought
fights.
three BS fights. He fought Rod Salka, Herrera. He fought Lamont Peterson, who got
bro.
knocked
First of
out
all,
by
that
Matisse in
bro,
order
that
to
wasn't
duck
a beat.
Victor
Lamont
Postu,
Peters.
who has a boxing
Hold on,
style
hold on,
which
hold
was
on, hold on, hold on,
similar
hold
to
on.
the one he just
First of all,
lost to.
he beat for the belt for the super lightweight belt. He beat Amir. Well, he already had. Okay, my fault. He beat Eric Morales, right?
That's what
So
I'm
then he
A
saying.
ended up
40-year-old Earth
okay,
Morales. That's not
all right.
impressive.
So then he beat Amir Khan,
Because you
somebody
keep
that was
acting like
Yep.
his resume lit.
somebody. So then he beat Amir Khan, somebody that was
Wasn't that for
he was
Amir
a
Khan's
quarter.
belt?
No, he was already the champion. I'm looking at it now.
No,
It was
didn't
for
Amir Khan
Danny's
have a
belt.
belt too though?
No, because he lost it to Lamont Peterson. So then he fought Danny Garcia for the
But
world
Lamont
super
Peterson
lightweight
tested
WB
positive though.
for the bro. He fought for W. So he fought for 2 titles. He fought for the WBC and he fought for the WBA. Danny Garcia. He beat Amir Khan. He KO'd Morales again. fought Zab Judah, which that can't be a BS fight. That was more of a moneymaker
Bruh,
fight
Zab
because
Judah
they
was
had
not
No.
winning
bro,
We not.
they
fights.
had see that's the
I don't
bullshit
call
that
those
I'm
fights
talking about.
bullshit.
Hold
I don't call
on.
those fights bullshit because
No,
Amir
hold
Khan
on. I
was a
don't
money
call them
fight.
bullshit either. I don't
I
care.
know
Like
Amir Khan.
Zab Judah had a good resume. That's a good resume. That's a good name on your resume. Plus the beef
Yeah,
that they had, it made for a really electric fight.
I
Then
know
he fought
that was good
then,
fights at the time,
then
especially
hold
the
on.
Amir Khan.
Then he fought a dangerous puncher in Lucas Matisse. Beat
That's a great one.
Matisse.
That was a
Beat
great win.
Matisse. He ended up beating Matisse. Hold on, listen. He beat Matisse. Then after that, he fought Mauricio Herrera, which okay,
Bullshit.
that's a name, but okay, it's a bullshit
No,
fight. So
Mauricio
what?
Herrera was not a name, bro. Do not say
No,
that.
no,
That
it's
nigga
not
was
a
a
name.
construction
It's
worker. He
not,
was
bro.
talking on a
It's not. See,
24/7
but
how he
that's
ain't
the
got
thing.
3 hours to train a day.
Bro. It's not a name. It's a bullshit fight. But he ended up fighting in Puerto Rico because that's the only person that you can get. He couldn't get a Robert Guerrero or Lamont Peterson to fight in Puerto Rico. So he picked a name to say, you know what, I want to fight my hometown or my people's hometown in Puerto Rico. So
Man,
okay,
Then
get the
that's a
fuck
name.
struggled.
out of here.
That's okay. It don't matter. Then he fought Rob Salker. Okay, that's a shitty fight as well. End up doing away with Rob Salker, and then he fought another name in Lamont Peterson.
Why did
It
Then
he
wasn't
fight
Paulie,
Lamont
shit.
Peterson? Why did he fight Lamont Peterson? Because he just came off a fight against a boxer who was unknown, struggled, and didn't want to fight the newly crowned threat in the division at 140, which was Victor Postal. So he fought Lamont
Victor
Peterson, thought
Post.
he
So
lost to
Victor Post.
Matisse
So
in
Victor.
3 rounds, and he figured Lamont Peterson to be sweet, and then the fight ended up not being so sweet. And then
So
from
Lamont.
there,
So
Terrence
so hold on.
Crawford
So
had to beat
Lamont
Victor
Peterson.
Postal. Then
So
he
so
ducked
so
him.
so Victor. No. So Victor Postal was a champion when. What was he a champion on when what's it when Danny Garcia fought Lamont Peterson?
You said what?
No, he was his mandatory.
That was his mandatory.
So he wasn't a
And then Terrence
champion.
Crawford
That's
fought
the
him.
thing. He wasn't a champion.
Yeah,
So what was
because
Lamont?
champions can't be mandatories.
No, but Lamont. I mean, but Victor Porcel became champ. He became champ because
Yes,
he ended
after
up
Danny
beating
Garcia
Provodnikov.
left.
Exactly. So he should have even fought him after he fought Danny. And he should
That
have
don't
fought
mean
him
that's a dub.
after
It
he
just
fought
wasn't a good
Peterson.
fight,
Bro, he
bro. It
did
wasn't
duck
a
him.
good,
He paid him six
bro.
hundred thousand, so he didn't have to fight him.
He didn't pay him no step
He
Yes, he
aside
did pay him
money
did.
600,000.
This
He
is
paid
on,
Victor
bro.
to
This is
Postal
who?
on paper. He
600,000.
did.
To
This
fight
is
who? To fight
documented.
who?
He accepted the money
To fight who?
to
To
fight
fight who?
Lamont Peterson, who he thought was washed because he lost to Matisse in 3 rounds. He
So
didn't
you
want to
telling me
fight
that?
Victor Postal
So
because he
you
just
telling
struggled with an 18-3 Herrera who was a boxer. Postal was a
so
better boxer.
so you mean to tell me that Lamont he paid show me where he paid him step aside money to not
Bro,
fight
look
him
it
All
up. It's
right,
to
on
I
the
fight
will.
internet.
Lamont
This is
Peterson
documented. Terrence
I will.
Crawford, this is always what he
and then
say.
he moved up to 147 to fight Paulie Robert Guerrera,
Bro, he
Samuel
went up
Vargas,
to
and Steve
welterweight
Thurman.
and fought. Listen to that. So now rocks with Danny, but listen to. I'm gonna tell you what his resume filled with. His resume is filled with names who were past their prime. Y'all talk about Floyd fight youngins past
How is
their
that
prime,
done,
bro.
bro?
40 son. He fought an old
This one
Kendall
it was
Hart,
called
Nate
Danny,
Campbell,
fucking
old Earth
shit.
Morales. The youngin was like 60. Son, Samuel Vargas, like Paulie Malignaggi
He
at
was. First of all, he
welterweight.
wasn't. No. I can't let you get
Old
that out
Zab
because you
Judah.
bullshitting. I can't let you get that out because you bullshitting, bro. This is
Here
the
it go,
same
right
Eric.
here.
This is the same Eric Morales a year before that beat
That fought
Maidana.
Madonna. He didn't beat Madonna. It was a draw.
But the popular opinion was he beat
And he
Maidana.
was still 40.
Okay, and Bernal Hopkins
What you
40.
mean?
Here it
And
go,
it ain't
right
like
here,
when he beat
Prince.
Earth
You
Here it
said
go,
what
Morales,
right
you
we
doing?
here.
thought
Bernal
Morales
Hopkins
was gonna
doing?
beat him.
You can't tell me that Joe Smith knocked out Bernal Hopkins and Bernal Hopkins was washed up because he was 50-something years old. No.
Are you watching the screen,
Well, I
Prince?
don't think nobody
I
picks a
can't see your
54-year-old
I can't
Bernard
see
Hopkins
your
against any
I
current
can't I
fight
can't I
light
can't see your
heavyweight
screen,
that's
bro.
ranked right
Just
now.
explain it to me.
Because
Just
he's too
explain it.
old.
I can't see your
Maki,
screen. Just explain it to me.
Maki, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen perfectly.
It says, although it's announced to be a done deal by the
See, I
WBC
like
last week,
Ruger. He got the receipts
the
in this W.
mandated Danny Garcia Victor Postal junior welterweight bout for Garcia's WBA and WBC titles will not be happening. According to reports, the Ukraine Postal agreed to take step-aside money from Garcia in order not to enforce his status as mandatory number one challenger. This leaves Garcia with the freedom to make yet another voluntary defense of his title
Chang had
before
two
once again
voluntary
dealing with the
defenses.
mandatories. Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. It wasn't the fact he fought Ross Saka and Herrera. Is he fought him back to back when it was like, bruh, what the fuck?
And then it ain't like people, because, son, I'm not saying Lamont Peterson is a horrible fight. I'm saying don't act like you don't know the intent behind fighting Lamont Peterson. Like, let's not act like he went in there on some, man, I'm about to really have to be in my bag. And they thought Lamont was done, bruh. Keep that stuff a buck. Like, he fought Lamont to evade fighting the style that he
You
just
can't say
struggled
that. You
with.
can't
But,
say that because I would say a done Lamont was the Spence Lamont because you
bro,
can't say Lamont was done when he looked
to
pretty
be
good in the
fair,
Danny Garcia
Lamont
fight.
was on a 2-fight losing
no, he
streak.
looked good
Oh no,
in the
he beat
Danny
one person.
Garcia fight. I'm saying if Danny Garcia knew he would have looked that good, he probably would have fought somebody else. I'm saying he didn't think he was going to look that good. That's why he chose him. He struggled with a 19-3 Herrera. He did not want to fight Postal. And then after that, Terrence Crawford ended up beating Postal for the belt. What should happen from there? Who should fight? Danny Garcia and who? Terrence Crawford. What did he do? Vacate the belts and then go to 47, which allowed Terrence Crawford to be undisputed because Edward Troy
And
Anavoski
then
won a
and it,
belt,
and
lost to
then
Ndongo,
Crawford
who
went
lost to
up
Bud.
and he said he wanted to fight Danny
He
Garcia. And
still ducked him when he went to 40.
Danny Garcia said he ain't did nothing. He need to prove something. What he told him to do? Go fight Amir Khan. Come on now. That's a duck, bro.
It's a duck.
No
Now, I'm
goose.
not saying he's a duck, but that definitely
I'm
was
gonna say that
strategically
nigga's a
planned.
duck.
He definitely didn't have intent on fighting Bud. And at the time, he ain't have intent on fighting Postal. Because here's the thing, bruh. After he fought Lamont Peterson, he could have still fought Victor Postal. Victor Postal was still champ by the time he fought that youngin. How you pay him step aside money and then you don't even give him his shot when the fight over? Yeah, we accept EBT donations. Send them joints, bro. Hey, who is that? P. Chicago.
That's black.
Oh, what up, Black? Yeah, we accept EBT donations, bro.
Okay, is there also an age limit to be a duck where like everybody says like Manny Pacquiao, he doesn't have to fight who he wants to fight?
Yeah,
Or
I ain't gonna lie. When you
who's
accomplish a certain amount, I give you a pass for ducking.
so
When
is
you
it an
reach a Manny,
age or
yeah,
accomplishment or
nah. When you reach a Pacquiao and the Floyd level, I give you a pass to duck. Like now, I feel like Danny Garcia kind of paved his way in the sport, and I know he closer to the end of his career. So if a random youngin asks him for a fight and he kind of not down for it, he get that pass. Now, if another elite that's really in his like that makes sense, like Ugas, like I think guys like Danny at a stage to where they can fight the tip of the top guys if they want. Feel me? So I give Yankees
I
a
wouldn't
pass.
give Danny Garcia that pass.
Nah,
I'll
not he
give
don't
it
get
to
the
a
Pacquiao.
legend.
He don't get the
I,
Pacquiao with Floyd seniority. That's for GOAT.
yeah, I think somebody that established maybe was undisputed before and they announced like they slowing down and shit, but not
But
Danny Garcia.
yeah, not Danny. Not for
I,
like Danny deserves elite fights like moving forward, unless he start going on a crazy losing streak. Like
I
if
just
he
want
on
to know
some,
where y'all get this nonsense
like a
about
Zab
Lamont
Judah,
ducking
I
and
gave
shit.
him that
Like
pass. Like you can fight
I
whoever you
feel
want.
like he fought enough good fighters in his life in his career, and it's just
Danny
like
did fight
how is
good
he?
fighters in his career.
So then
He
how is
did.
he getting hit with the claim of
He
ducking?
ducked
Bro? Like
because he
isn't he?
ducked fights that we wanted. We're not about to act. I feel
In
like
his
Nobody
every
prime.
knew who
This ain't
bro.
this ain't this ain't him now.
Nobody
He
knew
ducked
who
him in his prime.
bro.
yeah.
Nobody knew who Postal was. Nobody wanted to see Postal.
Yes, they
That's why the
did
People
because
fight was
Terrence
did.
popping.
Crawford first
You
big
can't,
fight, like second
bro.
big
You
fight,
can't.
was
This
Postal.
nigga can't. That's because Postal was a champion,
And
and
then
that's
why?
because Postal ended up destroying Provodnikov. So that's why Youngins was like, bruh, like this Victor Postal is really, really good. So
Well,
that's
he
why the
ended up
Terrence Crawford
destroying
fight.
Matisse.
Yeah, Matisse, my bad, not Provodnikov. But he ended up destroying Matisse. But this is what but Danny Garcia already beat him, Matisse. You can't go from beating a dangerous fighter like Matisse to ducking
But Danny
somebody.
Garcia was already at
He
welterweight at the time, so
but
he don't even matter.
so then why are you
Oh,
saying
yeah,
he
no, we
ducked
on
this nigga then?
Because he could have
yeah,
fought
we
him
on the
before
nah,
he
we
He
on
did
the
was
that.
because
YouTube
he
pod.
wasn't big
The pod.
enough. Nobody knew who
What?
he was.
All
He
right, bro.
wasn't
But
big
but
enough. He
Herrera
was an
was. But
undefeated.
Herrera was big
Bro,
enough.
bro,
Salka
bro, he
was.
was no, but he was an undefeated. He was high risk, low reward. He was an undefeated. You
That's what I
train
mean.
him.
There
That's
it go
what we
right there.
saying. You just
That's a
said it. I'm
duck.
glad you came out and said it.
That
He
don't
was
mean you
fighting.
ducking it.
That's a
That don't mean
duck.
you ducking it.
That's a
No, that's
duck.
not a duck. That's
That's
not
a
a
He been
duck.
duck.
fight.
I'm a
He was
fight.
fighting
You just
low
said
risk
he wanted
fight,
it
Not a,
easy. He
hold
wanted
on,
low
hold
easy
on,
risk,
hold on.
high
wins.
No, no,
reward.
no, 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 no,
3 million to
This is
fight
what I'm
bums.
about to. Exactly. And who wouldn't want to do that? That's not a duck. I'm about to explain why. Malky, me and you know boxing. If I was a welterweight right now and I was a
Right.
champion and that Lomachenko welterweight young, that Bez Putin young, and nobody know who he is but us, and we know that this nigga's
Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty dope. And they offer me, hey, he's your mandatory. You gotta fight this youngin, and it's like, bruh, what? Like, I gotta fight
Victor
Bez Putin.
Postal
He's
already beat.
hold on. Brad Pugh is
I'm
not
listening.
known, but we know how good he is. But he's not known. It's like nigga, nah. Let him get his recognition so I can get some credit on beating this nigga. Because it's like if I fight him now and beat him, it's like they're gonna say who the fuck is Best Putin, but or whatever his name is. But Youngin, but if he was to get the Victor Postal wins, like how Victor Postal came to America and looked good against what's his name, then it's like all right, that gives me more incentive to fight this youngin. Of course, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna get 3 million for fighting a washed up Devin Alexander. It's like I'd rather fight Devin
This
Alexander
is why I
because
don't care
Devin
about that
Alexander.
shit.
Hold on, because Devin Alexander got a name. He got a name. He might be washed up, but if I knock this nigga out cold, it's like, bro, he just knocked out a 4-time division Devin Alexander,
Bro, this
rather
shit.
than
Oh,
knocking out a
that's
little
No,
game.
bro. This is, no, we
That,
don't do that
listen,
that's
because
listen,
still,
listen. You
bro.
Andre
wanna
That's
know why I
still
Berto
don't
is
do
a
that?
business.
three-time
Hey,
That's
champion.
still bit,
I
bro.
didn't
That's
say
still
Floyd be the
business.
three-time champion and
No,
Andre
that's the
Berto. That ain't
business.
what he
But he
fought. He
did.
fought a
But
washed
he did.
Berto.
No, but he did. He beat a 3-time champion,
see, you're
Andre
talking
Berto.
about you're trying
No,
to
he
get
beat
too
a washed
political
Andre
with a
Berto. That's not the
resume.
same thing,
At
bro.
the end of the day, it's better to beat somebody while they're young than when they
You want to
old.
beat
Because if
people when they Floyd already beat
listen,
niggas. This ain't
listen, no, no,
about a
no.
Floyd getting credit thing. I'm saying that's what
Here,
you're doing with Danny.
I
Like,
want to
man,
speak on
Danny
this.
No,
beat
what
a
I'm saying,
former
No,
I
no,
just,
I want
four-time.
to speak on
No,
this
bro.
because it's better to
What
beat
was
someone.
I just explained the business to you guys. You guys are trying to argue for credit. Danny
No,
Garcia fought. You
listen,
think,
because you're not listening, bro. I'm trying to
Danny
tell
fought
you.
good fighters. He don't
bro?
have a
You
multitude
making it
of
Listen,
seem like
elite
listen.
at
When
Danny
his
Danny
fought.
prime
beat
being fought.
when
That was
Danny
a
beat
good
Eric
business.
Morales, we knew Eric Morales wasn't the same. But we still give him credit because Eric Morales
Yeah,
was a champion.
exactly. Exactly. That's
Okay.
not his
No,
fault.
but
That's not
listen,
his
I'm not
fault. He
done.
wasn't the
I'm
same.
not done. It's better to beat the dudes when they young than to beat them when they old. Because if
Bro,
Earl
it's
Spence
not
fight, no,
Ugas, bro.
listen,
It's
listen,
not Ugas'
listen, bro.
fault
If
that
Earl
Danny got.
Spence fight Keith Thurman, they're not going to be saying Keith Thurman was a fucking
Exactly.
killer when Earl Spence beat him. It was better that if Keith Thurman would have beat Earl Spence at when Earl Spence was coming up, we would have gave Keith Thurman credit for beating the boogeyman as opposed to if we
No,
seen
you
Earl Spence
wouldn't
fight
have.
Keith
No, you
Thurman.
fucking wouldn't
Yes,
have.
we would have. What
No,
the
you
fuck?
Nah,
wouldn't
nah,
Just
to
have.
like
be fair, it
we
depends.
give Danny Garcia fucking credit for beating Matisse, and Matisse
No,
only
you
won
don't,
one
cause
fight
niggas
after
don't
that.
give. Hold on, cause niggas don't know, cause they
Yes, we
still call
do.
Danny, bro. They still call Danny a duck, and they still say, "Oh, he's a
Because
duck."
he's
They
a
forget
duck.
about
At
that,
the end of the day, he's
bro.
still a
They
Danny only
don't
duck.
give
get called a
Charlo.
Danny only
They
get
don't
called
give.
a
Hold
duck
on. They don't
because
even
he
give
fought some
Charlo
guys
credit. They don't give
that he
Charlo
shouldn't
credit,
have fought
bro. This
a
nigga beat
plethora of
Erickson
We
them
give
back
Lubin.
to
Jamel
back.
credit. We give Jamel
No,
credit. I don't know
no, y'all
about
don't.
Jamal.
They don't give Charlo credit because he beat an undefeated, scary Erickson Lubin, and then they gonna sit there and be like, "Oh,
Nah,
it was too
Erickson Lubin wasn't
early."
scary, bro.
It
I'm
was.
not
What do
giving you
you
that.
mean? This nigga was regarded at the time as one of the top, like a
We
prospect.
we
That
thought he
that,
had potential, but just like Tony
bruh, stop
Harrison,
it, Stop it. Stop it.
Nah,
Stop
Stop
it,
it,
nah.
bro.
bro.
Charlo
You're
get
not.
credit
Now
for the
niggas
win.
is
It's just
changing.
an
Now niggas
unforeseen
is
incident that happened in the fight with Lubin. So it's not a lot of dialogue. But people don't. Here's one thing you've never heard anyone call Charlo. Maybe only
A duck.
recent
You never
because
called Charlo a duck.
because they might be talking about Maul and Benavidez just because he won Canelo. But typically, you might hear Youngin say Charlo's one dimensional. They talk so much. They do coke. You've never heard a fight
They
get
drunk.
presented to Charlo, and you heard Charlo say, "No, I don't think I want that."
What do you mean? They saying
Adrian
he
Bronner,
ducking. They saying he ducking Benavidez right
I
now.
just, bo- I just bought that point up. I said
Hold on.
mine is
Everybody,
recently,
wait, but
and
everybody
That's
don't.
Benavidez is
small.
That's, bro.
technically
Just
not that
because,
one. That's small. Two,
bro.
That's
he
Just
small.
technically
because
has
you
to
don't
go
fight.
up to fight him.
Just because you don't fight who people want, they're gonna say you a duck. I remember they
No,
said
But Maul
They
just
said
went
Bradley,
up.
bro. They said Tim Bradley ducked Amir Khan. Okay, stop it, because this
I,
nigga
I
he
What?
went
do
on.
remember
No.
that.
What
I'm
So
the
so
fuck?
saying I remember people
so
brought
that
that up.
so
This is
just
what I'm
because
saying.
youngins don't fight the fighters don't mean that you're ducking them. It just don't make
No,
sense
but it's a
from a
difference
business
because
standpoint. This is a business. This is a
does
business.
people
This is
view
not
Timothy
about.
Bradley's career as a duck though?
No, that's
Now that
No.
because
he's
he
retired,
wiped. That's because he wiped it. He wiped that stigma off. So
how
I
did he
can give
wipe
a
the?
fuck.
Hold on. How did he wipe the stigma off and
Oh,
Danny Garcia didn't?
exactly.
Danny Garcia did, but to me, he did wipe the stigma off
But I'm
Danny
saying,
Garcia.
but clearly to a lot of people he didn't.
He
Why is
didn't.
it that
Not
Bradley did and
That's
he
because
Tim
didn't?
Bradley only fought
You
Manny
kick it?
Royce
Youngins
and
didn't.
his.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Hmm?
Because Youngins,
He's not
you
a real
got
guy.
these
Oh,
casual. Well, actually, no, not even
I'm
casual. You
trying to
got
see if
these
this crazy.
diehard
I
fans
was gonna
that's
say,
very
cause bro,
opinionated,
live.
and just because they don't like a fighter or like the decision that a fighter gets, they're gonna automatically tarnish that fighter's legacy. They thought that it was a robbery against Lamont Peterson, which against Danny Garcia, which is absolutely absurd. I would slap anybody that gave Lamont Peterson 7 rounds of that fight by not
Well, I
throwing
mean,
any
here's the
fucking
thing.
punches.
You
It's
entitled to
absolutely
thinking that,
it,
but there's
it, it
people
is
that do think
absolutely
Lamont Peterson beat
well,
Danny
I think
Garcia.
again, no, I think that's diehard boxing fans that don't know boxing like they think they know boxing. Again,
I think that sounds lunacy
I
because
use
Lamont Peterson
hold
don't
on.
even have fans
I
to
use
where they
hold on.
hate Danny.
I use no because they don't like they already didn't like Danny because of
Sound crazy.
the ducking allegations and because he didn't look good against Herrera.
A
Same thing
lot of
with Tim
people,
Bradley. Tim Bradley didn't look like they thought Pacquiao won that fight. So Youngins was really criticizing Tim Bradley. Oh, he's this, he's that, blah blah. It wasn't Tim Bradley's fault that he got the
it
win
wasn't, but
against Weidman.
Danny Garcia have like how people say Adrian Bronner have a lot of fights that he barely won by a point or he should have lost. I'm saying Danny Garcia is like that, and here's the truth: people don't want to
I
hear
don't
it.
believe that, bro. Like I'm gonna
No,
have to
hit me
sit
out.
there and watch. I'm gonna have to
Hit
watch the
me out.
Herrera fight. Hold on. I'm gonna have to watch the Herrera fight again. But you can't again. In order to win a fight, you have to win 7 rounds. I
I
don't know
think
if
a lot of
Herrera.
people think he
I don't.
won 7. I didn't say that. A lot
I
of
don't
people think
think
he did.
Herrera won. I think a lot of people throw out the robbery. They use that term robbery too lightly. And just because it was a close enough fight or a fight that Danny Garcia was supposed to blow through Herrera, and just because he didn't and Herrera made it competitive, they looked at it as, oh, it was a robbery. He should have lost.
Bruh, a lot of people thought Herrera. I
I
didn't
don't.
say
I'm gonna
me.
have to
People
watch
think
it
he
again,
won 8.
but
I'm
I'm gonna have to
saying the
watch it again. But I don't
opinion is most
remember.
people think he won.
Yeah, but I don't
And I
remember
can't say they been
Herrera
biased because they thought that.
really beating a Danny Garcia, bro. I don't remember. He might have had close competitive rounds, but I don't remember. I don't remember ever giving him 7 rounds.
I'm
Just like
saying,
Isaac Cruz and Tank. Like I don't remember.
I
Like,
ain't gonna
bro,
lie, bruh. This ain't
it
Isaac
was a
Cruz
good
and
fight.
Tank. Like, he
It
was
was, bro.
tattooing Danny Garcia.
I know he wasn't. Herrera don't even fight with that style to tag two youngest because he landed a left hand and a jab to the body. Like, come
Bro,
on, bro. That's not tag twoing youngest.
Bro, hey
well,
Prince, did
more
you ever
people
take a
thought
look at
Danny
Robert
lost
Garcia
than they
versus
thought he won. which is
Hearing
why
what?
these ducking allegations, bruh, even at the end of his career, still coming up. A youngin don't just randomly attach something to a youngin name just like that because it's a fun thing to do, or they just blatantly hate a youngin. Son, like, bruh, it is fights that he fought too many of, like Rod Salker, Zab Judas, Nate Campbell's. I'm not saying they are per se bad names, but it is what it is. They were cool fights at the time he fought them, but they weren't
how
the
you
best
bringing up
version. Answer
how
this question.
how you bringing
Apart
up Nate
from
Campbell and a
hold on,
nigga
hold on.
fought from a prospect,
Apart
bro?
from Amir Khan, we talking career wise. Apart from Amir Khan
But he was a
and
prospect.
Lucas Matisse, from a career standpoint, what is Danny Garcia real elite win? Like he really don't got elite wins like y'all youngins want to make it seem. Like I'm gonna be honest.
Huh?
Listen, bro, hear me out. The Matisse win and the Amir Khan win is the only reason y'all can say he better than Adrian Bronner.
And that's all that
I agree with
matters.
that.
What? That's all that
I'm
matters,
saying I think every fighter that could beat Adrian Bronner can beat Danny Garcia.
bro.
It ain't one person. It ain't one
I
person
don't get
AB
why.
lost to that I think he can. I actually think, son,
What
his
about
big
Mikey?
win, Mikey versus who? Danny Prime and Prime for Prime. I would pick Mikey over Danny.
I
Not
think
now.
Mikey beat him in the amateurs.
I don't know, but I would pick Mikey a few years ago. I would pick over Danny. I'm just saying Danny
I
had a good career run. I'm
I
just
would,
saying I think every fighter view Danny Garcia the same way
especially
they
at,
view Adrian
especially
Broner.
at welterweight. You're crazy. You pick Mikey Garcia against Danny at welterweight.
No, not at welterweight at 140, which is
But
Danny Garcia best weight, because clearly we know Danny Garcia at welterweight, his resume is
Ain't shit.
non-existent. Terrence Crawford, if you remove the Sean Porter win, he accomplished more at welterweight than Danny.
Shit, you can take
mm,
off the fucking
You could take off
Jeff
shoot the
Horn one.
Jeff Horn win, and he accomplished more than Danny.
yeah, because the names he got.
No, it
Also,
ain't the names he got. Danny don't really have wins like that at welterweight, is what we saying. What he
also,
what?
I want to
2 and
say
4?
people should be
Make two and
taking a
three?
look at the odds
Look
when
who he's
people
fighting,
fight.
bro.
Because
He on
What
the
you
way
the
you
mean?
know,
Look at who
no,
he
no, no, no,
fighting. Can
no,
he get a
no.
win versus him?
This is
bro.
why I
You
want people to look
fighting
at
at
the
the top
odds.
level. What the fuck
No,
are you
look at
saying,
nah,
Bro,
nah.
he
I want
got
to say
questionable wins, bruh.
look
bro?
at the
First of
odds
all, he
when
fought
people
Keith Thurman,
fight.
which
Ashley Tio
bro,
fame. Some people
hold
double
on.
lost.
He fought Keith Thurman. He
Yes, he
barely,
lost
a
the
lot
fight.
of people, yeah, he lost the fight in my opinion, but it was a split decision, meaning that it was a close fight. It was definitely a
Thurman
close
and
fight.
Thurman and Danny was competitive. It was
It
not
was,
close. That was
it was close,
8-4,
bro.
bruh.
No, it wasn't. That's
8-4
your
clear
opinion. That's your
7-5.
that's your
Bro,
that's still
most
close.
people thought split decision was crazy.
Bro,
I did.
no. If anything, some people can give. I can see. I'm gonna have to again. I'm gonna have to go back and really watch these fights again. But even while I was watching it, Danny won the majority of the second half.
Nah,
So
hell
Yeah, I
you
no.
don't
can
recall that
easily
at all.
see you crazy that he
I
did. You
remember
can
Danny
easily give
Garcia
him.
complaining about Thurman running because he couldn't hit him.
You can easily give him 6 rounds. You can give him 6 rounds.
I can't
You
give
could
him
give
six
I would
Danny
rounds.
give it.
6 rounds versus Thurman. I tell you what, when you
You
watch the fight
can.
again, you show me the 5 you gave him, and I just watch those 5. Because I
Bro,
know he
I'm
ain't
sure
win 6.
it was compared. I know he
It
won
was
the
I
competitive.
majority.
want
That it
I
I
was.
know
want
he
That was
people
it,
won.
though.
before
I know he won the majority of the second half. I know that because Thurman started getting on his bicycle.
It only appears that he won the second half because Thurman was chilling because he was dominant the first half.
yeah, that's what Dermot even said that was the game plan. Start fast. That's why he ran up on him and hit him with the hook at the beginning of
Yeah,
the fight.
exactly. But that's always Thurman's game plan.
Now he didn't really do that versus Porter.
Yeah, he did.
Nah.
Look, bottom line is this, bro. I don't really know what you're saying. Bottom line is, I think y'all looking at it like I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. If I was Danny Garcia, I would want my career to go the way it
No,
went.
Danny
Like
Garcia career went
It's
well.
cool
I'm
for you to look
saying
at their career as a fighter,
that Danny
but I'm not a
career.
fighter.
but that don't mean
I'm a
that that don't mean
spectator.
that
I don't
that
give a
don't
fuck
mean
about you.
yeah. See, and that's where it goes wrong because people are looking at it as oh he didn't fight him, he didn't
And
fight
you
him,
know who I
he's
want to
ducking.
see? You
He
want to
ain't
know
ducking,
who
bro.
I'm
He
worried
ain't
about? The
ducking.
legends. I don't care about niggas like Dan Garcia. I care about the
He
legends.
ain't like honestly Danny Garcia ain't ducking like the Victor Postal fight. I get it.
Danny career went
A lot
well
of people don't
relative for his talent.
fight. A lot of people don't fight their mandatories, bro. Rolly is Cambosa mandatory. I'm sure Cambosa ain't gonna fight Rolly, and that don't mean he
Well,
was
Rolly
ducking.
had
Here's
a
the
fight
difference,
schedule.
bro.
He
Here's the
fucked that
difference.
over.
I don't mind you ducking your mandatory when the opponent is a complimentary opponent to the
Lamont
youngin you should
Peterson,
fighting. I
fam.
don't
Lamont
see how
Peterson.
Lamont Peterson was a complimentary opponent
He had a
because at
bigger
the
name
time,
than he had a bigger name than
yeah,
he had a
but
bigger
having a
name than
bigger
fucking
name,
Postal, bro.
Victor Ortiz have a bigger name than a lot of guys at welterweight right now. If a person beats Victor Ortiz, that's not going to make anybody excited. It's not. We're not talking about names. This is what I'm saying with Danny
You
Garcia's
can't say that
resume.
because you're looking at it.
Danny
Victor Ortiz's
Garcia,
career is pretty much like he just lost to
no one
Guerrero,
does
right?
anything from. No one gets
He
anything from
just
beating him or
Lamont,
Robert Guerrero right now.
but Lamont Peterson wasn't that washed.
He
He
wasn't
actually
that
lost.
He
He
wasn't that
wasn't.
washed.
So
But
you
let's
making it
not.
seem like he was that fucking washed.
Nah, he was. I'm not saying he was that washed on some Lamont is beyond done. I'm saying we're not about to act like going into that fight, people thought it was 50-50. Because remember, while Lamont was an elite, he wasn't looked at from you acting like
Bro, no
Lamont was
one,
looked at as
but
a
no one
pound
was
for
gonna,
pound
but no one
threat.
was gonna even look. No one was gonna look at again. You're looking at it as, bro. You gotta fight guys on pound for pound level. First of all, nobody would have looked at the Victor Postal fight as 50-50 anyway. They wouldn't have
What you
looked
mean?
at Danny and Victor
Bro, they
Post
just
as
watched him. They
50-50
just watched him argue. They just watched him
niggas
argue.
didn't know who Victor Postal was.
Yes, they
No
did.
one knew who Mauricio Herrera was, and they still thought Danny lost. People knew who Victor Postal was, and they
Bro,
wanted to see that.
I'm commenting on what you said. You said that the Lamont
People
Peterson,
wanted to see
nobody went into that fight talking about, oh, I'm giving Lamont Peterson a 50-50 chance. Bro,
They
that's
didn't give
that because
Lamont Peterson a chance at
Hold on, hold
all.
on, hold on, hold on. I'm about to
it
mute you
wasn't a
niggas real quick.
50 it wasn't a 50-50 chance. Of course, he wasn't the favorite. He posted against Garcia.
All right. So, like I said, when you just spoke on it a little bit, I wanted to say, look at the odds when these dudes fight. That's how you can tell they fight in top competition. Because Victor Posto, when he fought Terrence Crawford, he was actually the favorite. So that just lets you know how good people thought Victor
Victor
Posto
Postal
was.
was.
He was not the favorite. No, he wasn't. It was an even.
Yes, he
It was a
was.
dead even because
Yes,
I
he
bet on that
was.
fight.
I
No,
Hold
he
on.
promise
wasn't.
you.
If
No, he
Terrence
wasn't.
Crawford,
No, he wasn't. He
hold
wasn't
on.
the
You want to go
favorite.
show
It
you?
Terrence
You
wasn't
want
the
me to go
Crawford,
favorite.
show
It was
you?
a dead even fight, bro.
Terrence Crawford. Now, based on what we knew at that time, Terrence Crawford was on the pound for pound list. If him and Victor Postal was 50-50 a pick'em fight, and you saying it ain't like he would be 50-50 with Danny, what would make you say that? Because his resume in that particular time
Because he
frame in which
had
he would have fought
because
Danny
he had
to when he
because
fought
he had
Crawford was
destroyed
not that
no
wide.
bro, no, because he fought. No, what put Victor Postal on the map was the destruction of Lucas Matisse. He destroyed, excuse me, Lucas Matisse to the fact that Youngins is like, all right,
You
this
know,
Youngin
Danny
will.
could have still fought him after that, right?
Danny could have, but at the point of that no return, it wasn't. I bet you if he would have beat Terrence Crawford and it made sense for Danny to fight, then he would have fought him.
But that would only make sense if Danny Garcia fought Terrence Crawford. He didn't fight him either. In fact, when Terrence Crawford beat Postal and got the belt, he vacated and went to 47. So he didn't have to fight Terrence Crawford.
No, that don't mean it because he didn't have to fight him. Who's to say that he was talking about moving up? He was making a struggle of being 140, bruh. Niggas don't
So
keep
it was
that
two, but
weight.
this son, you got to
You
look
keep
at
making it.
why.
You got to
But
put
this is
that in
why Danny
perspective.
Garcia's career is going to have these
Cause
tainted
I ain't
points
gonna
in it
lie, Victor
because people
Postal
think he
have
was
fought
ducking
nobody. Victor Postal
Terrence
have
Crawford,
fought relatively nobody
and so did
compared to compare,
Herrera, and you
bro.
still fought him and Rod Salker.
Because I just explained that to you. It was a high risk, low reward. I don't
So
know who
Danny
this
Garcia
undefeated. I don't
participates
know
in a
who
lot
this.
of high risk,
No,
low
no,
reward
no,
fights. Is
no.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know who this undefeated Ukrainian Olympian is, but he gonna have to. I'm not just gonna find out. He gonna have to like showcase his talents on American soil,
Okay, so why
become
didn't he
big,
fight Terrence
and then
Crawford
I
then?
fight him.
Why didn't he
What?
fight Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford was at your actual weight. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all was dissing each other non-stop on the internet. He beat the guy you paid step aside money. He got 2 belts at the time. So why didn't they fight?
Because he moved up, bruh. You
Why
just
did
said
he?
it.
Why would he move up when
I
it's a
just
young and
told you.
we both
I
going on
just
social
told you.
media
I
and we're
just
in the
told
same
you.
weight class?
And again, it's hard
All
to
right,
Now
explain
Prince.
if that was
it
somebody
is
else, you
explain.
would have said
No,
them youngins was
it's hard
ducking.
to. No, not
Keep
really.
that
It's
stuff
hard
100.
to see. Look, it's hard
Prince,
to
I'm looking at
explain
the
that
odds.
people. Hold on, it's hard
Hold
to
on.
explain stuff like this to people that never box because they don't
It ain't got
understand.
nothing to do with me
It
never
do.
boxing.
Who no,
Danny
bro? Danny Gar
Garcia
when Danny
evades
Garcia.
fights. That's
No,
why he's
bro. When
not
Danny
viewed
Garcia fought,
any higher
bro.
than
When Danny
Adrian Broner
Garcia fought,
historically.
when Danny Garcia fought Mauricio Herrera, and when he fought Rob Salkin and Lamar Peterson, he struggled in weight. He was struggling to make the 140 limit. So why
So
would
why
I
are you
keep?
wasting
He
time
was
fighting
struggling. He was
nobodies?
struggling. He was struggling. That's what I was literally going to say. He's struggling to make the weight, but he ain't struggling to fight nobodies for guaranteed paydays.
What? I don't get
Then
what
he
that
could,
means. You
and
just
then he
said,
went
bro.
to
You just after
47 and
he fought.
continued the
After
tradition.
he
He fought
after he
Robert
fought,
Guerrero.
bro.
Who did Robert
After he
Guerrero
fought,
fight? Hold on. Who did Robert Guerrero fight
he's
going
still
into
a
the
name.
Danny Garcia
He's
fight?
still a name. He's still a
Bro,
name,
this
and he
is what
fought
I'm
for a belt.
saying.
He
Bro,
fought for a
okay, hold on.
belt, bruh.
Answer this
Jesus
question.
Christ, y'all niggas is really like really hating on these niggas, bro.
So
For what I
Connor
don't get
Ben,
Not
why.
hating. I
so
don't
He
give a fuck
fought
about
for
the
a
belt.
Con-
belt. He fought for
Connor
a
Ben is
belt.
doing what Danny Garcia doing, and you diss Connor Ben every chance you
Cause,
got.
cause,
All
cause,
he doing
cause
is beating
Connor
people
Ben
who
is,
used to be
cause
good.
no. I think he's doing great with that. I think Connor Ben is just
Cause
trash
you
as
just like
one
youngins
fighter.
being named.
No, it's just one fighter from another. Connor Ben is trash. His style is trash,
Danny
and he would be
Garcia trash to
easily,
me.
Danny Garcia
and he
style
would
basically.
be, and he would be easily picked apart. That's my dislike, and I personally don't like Connor Ben. That's why. But other than that, I respect what Connor Ben doing. Like keep doing what you doing. You
So
putting
Danny
your
All
names
right,
on your
Garcia
Prince.
beating
resume.
Robert
Prince, I
Guerrero
wanted
was
to
a
speak
good
on this
win.
because you was
He
right.
Yeah.
just
Terrence
lost to
Crawford.
Keith. So he just
No,
lost to Keith Thurman and Floyd Mayweather. No tune-ups in between. Year layoff. Danny Garcia beating him is a credible win.
Yes, because it was for a belt and it's still
no,
a name.
So it wasn't
no,
It's
for a
bro.
still
belt.
It
it
was. I
was
think it
for a
was for a
belt.
belt. It was for a
That was
vacant
for a
belt,
belt.
Monkey. It
That
was for
That
a
that's
was for
even
a
vacant.
belt.
now. That's even. This proves the point even further. Youngins is getting vacant title shots against youngins coming off losses. Anyone with a working brain knew Robert Guerrero had no chance to win. Now, if you saying career
Hey,
wise,
Monkey.
this does
This
make
is
sense.
why I'm gonna look
Jared
at the
Hurd
odds.
Look,
This is
Jared
why.
Hurd should have did this. No, I agree. What Danny did career wise, he got one of the best careers I've seen because he really didn't have to. He didn't have to beat a lot of elites to maintain his status and his bag.
All right, but Prince, I wanted to say you was right. Terrence Crawford was the favorite, but I'm looking at all his fights. This was the closest in odds out of every Terrence Crawford fight, even closer than Sean Porter. So they thought Postal had a better chance of beating Crawford than they thought Sean Porter did. That just
The
goes
only
to
thing I
show you.
only thing I
Then he
will say though,
thought
to be
Sean
fair,
Porter did. No, but again, that's a little different because
because
Porter
Terrence
was way
Crawford
more
wins.
established. Sorry, Terrence Crawford was way more established after that. So yeah, it went up. It was like, yeah, this nigga is really the truth.
Yeah, when you get good, that happens.
After beating Postal the way he did, after beating other people, then yeah, of course it went up like that.
Let me ask you a quick question. What elite welterweight do you think Danny Garcia beats right now? Just curious. Like
I'm about to go
him
look
versus
up Danny Garcia versus
him versus Virgil Ortiz. Who do you have?
Robert Garcia.
Who do we
Look,
got?
what I'm saying is this. So to answer your question, who elite did he beat at welterweight? Like I can't give. He didn't beat anybody at elite or welterweight. But you got to remember, welterweight is the most stacked division. Well, at that time, with talent, and he fought the best of the best. He came up short, but that doesn't matter.
Shoot, who did he beat? Who did he fight at welterweight? Keith Thurman and Sean Porter.
He fought no, he fought bro. He fought okay, like he fought Paulie at welterweight. He fought Robert
That's like
Guerrero
the top tier.
he fought Robert Guerrero and he fought Brandon. So if anything, it would be Robert Guerrero and Brandon Rios.
Brandon Rios and Robert
Bruh,
Guerrero.
It doesn't matter, bro. It's still a
bruh,
name.
Danny
Brandon
Garcia
That's
was
the top.
Rios,
negative 750
Brandon,
versus Robert Guerrero, bruh.
Brandon Rios and Robert Guerrero were the elite guys that he fought.
Okay, yeah.
Those the elite guys that he beat at welterweight.
When
That
he
you're telling me.
because honestly, he wasn't when he fought Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero was coming off a win. He beat Aaron Martinez.
He actually did.
But
Bruh, Danny Garcia was
That
7.5 to
was a
1
rough
versus
fight. That was a
Guerrero.
very rough fight.
It's not the best Garcia, it's not the best Guerrero, but like I keep telling you, that's not Danny Garcia's fault. It's not Ugas' fault that he didn't fight the best Manny Pacquiao. You don't discredit that win. He still beat a very live
No,
Manny
I
Pacquiao
I
at top of the
discredit I
game.
discredit paper champs. So if you want a vacant belt,
That
I'm a discredit it. I don't give a
that's
fuck.
not
He
a
didn't beat no
paper
real champ.
champ.
He was a
He's
paper
Yeah, I'm
still
not
champ.
mad.
like
I'm not
I
mad
don't
at
get
Ugas. I'm
this is what
saying
I don't
Danny
get. No,
Garcia
hold on.
don't have a
This is
ton
what
of
I
great
don't get
wins.
from this is what I don't get from you guys.
He
If
just
you're
got
not
more
fighting,
names than great
hold
wins.
on. If you're not fighting the best of the division, meaning the top, meaning the elite guys, if you're not fighting them, or even if you do and you don't win, but you beating everybody else in that division, then how the fuck, like, especially with a name, how the fuck does that work, bruh? Of course, you get credit for that. So no, Danny
No.
Garcia didn't beat the
No.
How?
best of,
No.
You just beat a fighter that's popular. This we not
y'all,
is nothing that comes from
y'all,
that. Like what
honestly,
credit
bruh, I ain't gonna lie.
what credit do you want?
That's the difference between again not being a fighter and not fighting
When
to rather like
Povetkin
No,
knocked
y'all
out
down.
Dylan
fighters just
White,
want you
nobody
just
was
want
talking about Povetkin was a top dog. We were just laughing at Dylan White. The fuck are you
Bro,
talking
exactly.
about?
Povetkin was a top fighter in the
We're
top
not
10
about to give
heavyweight.
boxers credit just for going in the ring and fighting people that guys know. Like, no, bro, you're not
Bro,
getting nothing for
yes, you
beating
get
Brandon Rios.
first of all, boxers should get all the credit by
No,
anybody
I'm
they
not
fought,
giving
man.
boxers
No.
credit just for no. You got
Because
to
that's
beat
something
good
that you
people.
can't
Oscar De La
do.
Hoya,
That's
no.
something as a
Oscar De La
casuals
Hoya,
can't
no.
do.
Oscar De La Hoya get credit because he fought the very best guys, no matter what, bruh. I'm not giving bum youngins credit for doing wild stuff. Fight
But
Brandon
how is that
Rios.
wild? How is that
Son, fight
wild stuff,
Brandon
bro?
Rios and then we praise you. That's insane. No, bruh. If you want
That
praise,
is.
you got to
Danny
Where
do
was
what
a
the goats
seven
do.
and
did
a half to
he
one
did?
versus
All
fucking
right.
Robert
Why
Guerrero.
does that
Get the
fucking
fuck out of
matter?
here, bro. What do you
Why does that
mean, bro? That
matter?
mean
Why
don't
does that
nobody think he
matter?
had a chance. That mean only
A
two
lot
niggas
of
in the room
people,
thought he had
nigga,
a chance.
what's the name was a Cambosa was a 14-1 underdog. Fuck you mean?
He was a mandatory.
He was a 14-1 underdog.
He
You
was a
put $14
mandatory.
and
You
you get
have just like
$140.
fucking Bundu. He was a mandatory for fucking Keith Thurman. He had to fight
That
him.
don't that don't but you looking at the numbers talking about he was a 7-1 underdog. That doesn't matter. Isaac Cruz
It
was an
does.
18-1 underdog against Tank.
Exactly. And Tank fought to nobody. That's on him.
That it ain't a nobody.
He looking
You
like
fought
Danny
somebody
Garcia. He did the
dangerous.
Danny Garcia, fought a Herrera and should have
How
lost.
is it nobody? Because he don't. Again, it's funny. Listen to what you just said. You said Isaac Cruz is a nobody because he don't have pinpoint names on his resume.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly. Exactly. So if he was to fight the washed up Robert Guerreros and whatever and destroy them, he would have names on his resume.
No. That's what you're saying. I'm saying he could fight up in rankings and he could fight somebody like fucking what's the little Mexican boy that just called him out? What the fuck is his name?
Ryan Garcia.
Right.
Yeah, he could fight him. There you go, right there. That's a name. You don't have to fight old ass people. You could just make your way up the
No,
fucking
but you don't
rankings.
gotta. No. But you can fight. Robert Guerrero had a name. He might be
I don't
over
give.
the
That's
hill, but
what
he
you
still
want
had a
him to
name.
do. That's not
Yeah,
what I
like,
want him to
bro,
do.
just
He had a
fighting names.
name.
Say I fought a name. That's not dope either.
You
Like, I'm
get
not saying
That's
you
credit.
like the
don't.
Robert
niggas that's
Guerrero was
fighting
not,
Shane Mosley right now. I don't give
bro.
a
Robert,
fuck, bruh.
no, but that's a little different because Shane Mosley lose back to back to back fights, bro.
That's what
What
Robert
I'm saying
Guerrero
is,
That's what
did.
Robert Guerrero
no,
did.
Robert Guerrero he's now still in a winning column. He just beat Victor Ortiz.
Yeah, so if Jerron Ennis beat,
Bro, again, stop using the fucking prospect, talented prospects. Of course, Jerron Ennis. But if you put
so if
Robert
Jerron
Guerrero in
Ennis
there
beat
with if
Robert
you put
Guerrero, does he
bro,
get
if you
credit?
put Robert
Does he get
Guerrero in
credit?
there, yes, he
Does he
gets
get
credit. Yes, he gets
so
No
credit.
way.
so he
Ain't
gets
no
credit
fucking
for
way.
beating Robert Guerrero?
Yes, because unlike Thomas fucking Delorme, he was a multiple weight champion and has a better resume than a Thomas Delorme. So yes, he will get credit.
I ain't gonna lie. He scored, son.
You know, Robert Guerrero was a multiple weight
I was
champion.
real live.
Yes, he was a
Huh?
champion at
Like a drag
130.
route.
He was a champion at 135,
Like he was
140, and
marching, but I was getting
147.
big stops. Like
I
he
don't know
had to
about
I don't think
convert
he
147.
them
won no
like
Don't
belt
quote.
at
fourth down.
147.
Yeah, don't quote me on 147. I don't know about 147, but
No, I'm not saying you can't have Thomas Delorme or Guerrero type wins. I'm saying I really do think Danny Garcia had like Zab Judah wasn't a bad fight when he fought him, but it wasn't a great fight either. Like Danny got a lot
bruh,
of
yeah,
fights
that's
against
crazy,
names.
bruh. That's crazy that y'all niggas. I don't get how. I don't
You
get
No, I'm
just
how.
saying,
said
bro,
if
Danny fought a
fucking
lot of names, but a
Zab
lot
Judah,
of
bro.
these names,
Zab Judah wasn't over the hill. Just because you
he was
lose in a lot of your fights,
bro,
it
he had
wasn't
brain
over the
bleeding.
hill, bro. When he lost to Danny Garcia, let me see.
he
When
had
he lost
about
to
he had
Danny,
6 losses when he lost to Danny Garcia.
that don't fucking matter. He just beat a prospect in Vernon
And he
Paris.
should
Are you
have.
kidding
People were
me,
saying he should have lost to Matisse.
No, you're not about to get that off.
bro?
He
He
beat
just
Vernon
beat.
Paris,
First of
and
all,
then he lost to Amir Khan.
no, he didn't. He lost to Amir Khan and then beat Vernon Paris.
Are you
And
sure?
then fought Danny Garcia, bro. He was not washed up. He was
Son,
not
he
washed. He's not a
definitely
washed
I
hold
up.
on.
said Zab wasn't
I'm
the
saying
same, but I still
he
give them
definitely
credit for beating Zab.
no. I'm saying that's a decent fight, but we're not about to act like him beating Zab was a shock or a surprise to many. We
No,
watched
it
him lose
wasn't.
to.
Who
He
said
lost to
that?
Zab Judah.
Nobody said that.
He just had lost to Joshua Clottey not too long
Bro,
ago. It's a cool fight.
nobody
It's
has
not a
said
horrible
that.
fight, but it's not a great fight.
Nobody has said that. It's a
That's
good
cool, but
fight.
I'm
It's
saying
a good
Danny
stay
Garcia
active
don't
fight for a
have a lot
champion.
of great wins,
It's a
You
which is
good
giving
stay
Danny
why
active fight.
Garcia too much credit in
you're
his
giving
prime for
Danny too
beating
much
Wash
credit when in
niggas.
reality, Danny is just Adrian Bronner with 2 wins, 2 more wins,
I'm not. I'm
and
not.
he
I'm
don't
not even
have
about to go
four
there.
weight classes where he
I'm not
won
even about
belts.
to go there because you give a fighter credit for beating name fighters because then we can
No,
go
I
all
give
the way back.
fighters credit for
We can,
beating good fighters at the
bro.
time
We
in
can
which they
go.
fought them.
We so then we can go all the way back to the Ali's and the Mike Tysons and shit like that because at the time he fought Frank Bruno was literally wasn't really on that stats. He was just very popular in the UK, so they made it where it's like, all right, Mike Tyson is this, Mike Tyson is that. Bottom line, I'm not even about to get into the Mike Tyson era and shit like that. The bottom line is whoever you put in front of Danny Garcia, he beats him unless it's like and honestly, all his losses are competitive except the Errol Spence. The Errol Spence fight will have to be the least competitive. Oh shit, hold on. Oh yeah, Errol Spence has to be the least competitive. And to be honest with you, I just watched that fight. I didn't think Danny looked bad. It's just Errol Spence was better and won convincingly, but he was still in the fight. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what Malky went.
It says Frank Bruno was the mandatory for Tyson.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Danny career I think went great. I felt like uh Jared Hurd career he should have been as protective
I
as
would want a Danny. I would want to. Okay, I tell you what. I would want a Danny Garcia career rather than like a Ugas career. Because if Ugas lose the Spence, he probably won't get another title fight. And they might throw him in there with a prospect like Virgil Ortiz or something. And if you don't get that win, then Ugas' career is pretty much done. I would rather be Danny. You got to remember it. At the end of the day, boxing is a business. Boxing is a business. It's not all about, oh, I want to fight the best of the best. It used to be like that, but nowadays, unfortunately, it's not about, oh,
I
I'm gonna
agree,
keep
but
fighting
we
the
ain't gonna
best
just
fight.
do that.
He
We
wants
we
to
can't do
hold
that
on,
when
hold
it's
on,
convenient for
hold on, hold
Danny.
on, hold on. He wants to put himself in a position where he can literally say that Danny Garcia had good wins and Danny Garcia accomplished a lot and stayed in the game long because it's about longevity as well. So it's like the longer he's in there, the more people gonna remember him as a good fighter. Again, like Ugas or like Isaac Cruz, like I told you, if Isaac Cruz can literally be looked at as a great fighter if he moves smartly. Now, if he fights Ryan Garcia, that's actually a dumb move right now because if he loses to Ryan Garcia, now you go down. You go down, especially how you lose to Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean?
Well, if he gonna compete at 35, he gonna have to fight other 35
He's
pounders.
not gonna be
Based
known as
on
no great
he's
fighter
not gonna
unless
be
he beats
known that
somebody great.
exactly, and the only
No,
way he'll
but
be known as
hold
great
on.
is
He
if
would
he go back
no,
down and wait
no.
and beat the guys
He
there.
can no. He can be noticed. He can be known as a great fighter if he does this. If he just had a big win, well, he just had a big fight against Tank, right? And he did really good for himself. Now, if you take that momentum and you
That's a
fight
nigga with
other
no belt.
lightweights, if you fight other lightweights with names, with like they can be washed up like the Gamboas and shit,
But
like
why
Wallace.
are we promoting
Hold
people like
on,
now?
just hold on, bro. Cause you asked me a fucking question. Let me finish it. Now, if you fight these guys and you look good and you destroy them, now you can try to test yourself and fight the Lomachenko's. Depending on if you compete against them or not, you can still be looked at a great fighter. Like, oh, this guy brought it every time. Sean Porter, perfect example. Now, Sean Porter beat some guys, some top name guys, but every time he fought at the top level, he never really won. But
he
he would
got some wins.
always
He beat
he
Danny.
he he would always get looked at as well. Apparently, y'all saying Danny wasn't even at the top level.
Oh no,
Apparently, y'all.
he ended up being there. He just ain't getting no wins like that at the top level at
Well, but
welterweight.
he didn't. But Danny wasn't the top of the top to where it was like
At
the
lightweight he was.
Spences and the
At junior
Spences and
welterweight
the
he was.
Thurmans,
Yeah,
the
that goes.
Spences and the Thurmans and shit like that. Danny wasn't the top of the top to where it's like the mega fights. That was a big win and a big fight,
On the
but it
scale of
wasn't a
10,
mega.
Danny career wise is probably a 10. Now, if you saying how he's gonna be mentioned or remembered, I think it's gonna be
Bro, them
Danny
niggas
was a
ain't
good
going in the
fighter.
Hall of Fame.
Danny was a really good fighter, had good IQ, good counter puncher. However, it was fights that he didn't fight when the fans asked. And he
Well, to
got
be
some
But
honest
pretty
the
with you, that's
cool
nigga
with
wins.
not going
anybody.
in no Hall of Fame,
Honestly,
so it don't even
that's with
matter.
anybody though. I ain't gonna lie, that's with
Yeah,
everybody.
but he don't have
I
a
can name that.
multitude of those
I
fights.
can name, bro. I can name that with Thurman. I can name that with Floyd. I can name that with
Yeah,
I can
but you
name
want to
that
hear
with
something
so many
wild?
fighters, bro.
That's really the main look of Danny Garcia's career in
That's
comparison
boxing.
to some of the
No,
other young.
but that's just it. Unfortunately, bro, that's boxing. That's what people are gonna say that about Sugar Ray Leonard. People are gonna say that about Mike Tyson. He ducked Evander Holy because I'm hearing that he ducked Evander
No,
Holyfield.
they might have other fighters that they view as, oh, you
But he
duck
fought
this
Evander
person.
Holyfield.
That's common. I'm
No, I
saying
know,
I
but he
really
ducked
Danny,
the
bro.
Lennox
They called
Lewis
him
and shit
Cherry
like that, man.
Garcia.
No, I know,
But
but I
he
told
fought
you it was
Lennox
the
Lewis.
dislike. I told you it was the dislike for Danny Garcia. That's why Youngins did that. Because
But you don't recall it
like I
being the
brought up,
time frame
like I brought up
where
Tim
Danny
Bradley.
didn't fights Youngins
No,
wanted.
no. It was because the
It was
dislike
always
because
that time frame.
bro, it was dislike because he didn't fight. Yeah, the guys that they wanted him to fight, and he ended up struggling against guys that he shouldn't have struggled against. But at the end of the
Exactly.
day, that's why they scrutinized Danny Garcia and said he was this and he was that. Same thing with Tim Bradley. When Tim Bradley fought Pacquiao, he got the win and he was scrutinized. He had to literally go
Timothy
life and
Bradley'
death.
career isn't viewed as a duck
He
though.
had to erase because he erased that memory because he had a all-time classic fight against Provodnikov, and I
He had an
honestly
all-time
feel like
classic, or he continued to actually beat pretty decent opposition.
no, he had an all-time classic
I actually remember Danny
because after
being
that
skeptical
fight,
of fighting Bradley,
because
and then
after
called him out
that
when he was
fight,
retired.
because after that fight, he erased that stigma to Pacquiao, bro. What do you mean? After that Provodnikov fight, Youngins literally was like, you know what, Tim Bradley, I gotta respect you, and that's just how he fought. I felt like he fought that way on purpose to get that respect, but at the end of the day, whatever, he got it and he erased that stigma.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if it was a period where they thought he or other fighters ducked the person, when their career was over, they didn't view them as a duck
Bro,
to
my
that extent.
iPad, I ain't gonna lie, that shit fucking dies fast. I was just at 50%, 50, 60%. Now
Now
I'm at
you're at 28.
25. 25, that was close.
Dang.
25, that's ridiculous, bro. I would just, this shit weird, bro. These electronics is fucking ass. Bottom line is this, bro. That's just what it is. You know me. I got a different opinion for fighters because I am one. And honestly, it's about putting yourself in the
Yeah,
best
so
position. It's
that's what
about,
you're looking for.
but that's what I'm saying, bro. You don't fight, so you don't understand. It can be a multitude of ways. Just like Prince Nassim Hamed, Youngin said, "Oh, he got his ass whooped by
Tim Bradley
Pereira
turned down
and
the
it
Amir
was
Khan fight and then fought Manny Pacquiao. So I
hold
don't
on,
consider
people.
that a
No, he
duck at
didn't.
all. I'm looking
He
at the
fought
article right now.
Casa Mayor, and then because he switched promoters, he switched the top rank.
Yes, that he speaks on it. He has
Yeah,
a
he
whole
switched
article
to
on it.
him
Yeah,
because that was actually
because he went,
that
bro.
was going to build the. He knew he
No,
was
he
fighting
switched.
Pacquiao, guaranteed.
No, the reason why Tim Bradley, the reason why he
Bro,
didn't take the
he
American
speaks on
fight.
it himself.
I'm telling you, I heard that interview. The reason why he didn't take the Amir Khan fight was because, first of all, Tim Bradley was the most disrespected fighter and underrated fighter in boxing, where he beat a lot of undefeated fighters at the top of the game and literally went nowhere. Literally went nowhere. So I don't know if that was a promotional thing or whatever, but he went to top
Yeah,
rank. He went to top rank, and top rank made him into that star.
yeah, because he
Yeah,
got
he
to
beat
fight Manny
Lamont Peterson.
Pacquiao.
He didn't go nowhere. He beat a Nate Campbell that was winning. He
He
went
beat
nowhere.
Kendall
Beat
You
Hart.
want
Devin
to
He
hear
beat
something
Kendall
Alexander.
Hart.
funny? You want to hear something funny? He beat all the people that Danny beat when they was washed in their primes.
Bro, Kendall Hart was not washed when
No,
Danny
he
beat him.
wasn't washed. He wasn't washed when Danny
He
beat him.
was
He
a
wasn't
bully.
washed. He just wasn't winning.
That's not washed though, bro. Kendall Hart
I
is
give
just
you that.
not the
He just
he's
wasn't. He
not
just wasn't winning at that time.
yeah, but no, it's not one of wasn't winning. He wasn't winning on the highest level. Kendall Hart had just knocked out that one bum on ESPN and then fought Danny. Like Kendall Hart was with that, I remember because I remember he threw a hook to the body and a
I
hook
get
to the
what you
head
saying, but at
clean.
some
He was
point you
winning.
saying You
but you're
saying
not
young
winning at the top level. That's
you
okay.
saying youngins won't understand because they not fighters? I'm saying that
No,
sounds absolutely
I'm saying
ridiculous.
no. I'm saying youngins won't understand
No
because
one
the
would view
fighters.
De La
So
Hoya
many
and
people,
Danny the same.
bro. I'm saying. See, look, you putting no. You look who you put out there. You put De La Hoya. No, let me get back to
Because De La
to
Hoya
your.
had the
No, let me get back to you.
popularity and he could have
Let me
did what
get back
guys
to
like
you.
Tank and Danny Garcia done. And he chose not to.
But no, it's not that. It's back then. That's just what it was. Back then was so many better, like good fighters, and they made the fights because they actually got paid what they wanted to. But at the
The
end of the
fighters get
day,
paid what they what you mean? The fighters got paid
no,
what they
bro,
wanted. These youngins get
no,
paid
because
what they want. What they
the
want.
fighters now want a extremely amount of money. They want an extreme amount
Yeah,
of
a
money.
undeserved amount. They don't
Yeah,
bring the
exactly.
numbers.
That's just
That's
what it is.
insane.
Bro, look, you asked me a fucking question and now I'm bringing up something else. So the reason why I alluded to youngins not fighting and not understanding is because people are quick to judge. Again, I brought up the Prince Nassim Hamed. Everybody laughed at him when he lost to Barrera and said, "Oh, Barrera ran him out of boxing and Barrera did this." But fun fact is, he fought a fight after Barrera and won. And he literally says that his doctor, even he alluded to this way before the Barrera fight, saying that his doctor Ben told him to hang it up because he kept breaking his hands. So then after the Barrera loss and that dude he fought and he hurt both of his hands, he decided, you know what, bro, I'm just like my body is shot, I'm done. But the most popular opinion, if you bring up Prince Nassim, is Barrera ran him out of boxing, which that's not true.
Well, because you fought another fight after the youngin you lost to, don't mean that youngin technically didn't. Because I'm like, he
Yeah,
also
that
fought a
does,
bum.
bro.
He fought a bum after he lost to Barrera. He just
He
wanted to
didn't
clean
fight a
that up.
bum. He didn't fight a bum. He fought somebody with 50 something wins. How is that a bum?
Who did he fight? What was his name?
He
You
just
said
I
somebody.
yeah, but he
You
wasn't a
what's it
bum in
say
the
his
UK.
name?
He wasn't a bum in the UK just
What's
because
his
he's not
name, bro?
popular. Bro, just because he's not popular doesn't mean he's not a fucking bum. Come
Bro,
on.
say the youngin name.
I don't know the nigga's name, but
I
that
know
don't
you
mean
don't
he's
know
not
his
a
name.
bum.
No,
That
you're
don't mean
right,
he's
bro.
not a
That don't
bum.
mean he's not a bum. He's just not a very great fighter.
That okay. So again, you keep criticizing these champions for not being able to to
Bro, Prince
fight
Naseem isn't a respected
back.
fighter. You act like I came up with
Bro,
this
you
opinion.
keep,
No one
but
really
no,
respects Prince Naseem.
you doing this with everybody that I named. You're saying because the youngin is
No, no,
not
no.
fighting,
I actually think
he's
Danny's
not
a good
fighting top
fighter.
10.
Prince
No,
Naseem don't have too many good wins.
bro, you're saying he's because he's not fighting top 10 pound for pound, constantly
No, he's
boxing
not
these
fighting
guys.
really good fighters, bro. He fought Wayne McCullough, Kevin Kelly, and Marco Antonio Barrera. Who else did he fight?
He fought Cesar Soto, which again is a decent, it's a decent win. Bro, it's a decent win.
He
Cesar,
fought Caesar Soto, bro.
bro, Soto had 50 something wins.
So now people with good records mean they good fighters.
That means that yeah, at that time he was a decent fighter. He would be viewed as a Soto Carras. That's a decent win.
Son,
It's a
he'll be viewed
win,
as
bro.
Soto Carras. Come on, bro. This is getting out of
Bro, what do you mean? When Soto Carras beat Andre Berto, whoever beat Soto Carras, that was a good win. It's like, okay, you beat Soto Carras, that's a good win. It's not
No,
the
you
top
beat
of the
it.
top, but it's a good win. What are you saying? Then he beat Augie Sanchez, which was regarded as a prospect. You looking at these guys again, like people do with Prescott and Amir Khan. They look at these guys' career on how it finished rather than what it was at that time, which is ridiculous, Mikey. And I expect better from you.
Bro, you just said you don't even know the dude with the 50 wins name. How can you say
I
you
can
expect
because I can't
better
know
from
because
me?
I don't know it off the top. I'll look it up right now and be like, yeah, I
You
look
have to look it up in order to say it.
that don't matter, bro. That don't matter. He wasn't a popular fighter.
Bro, you just
That
try to
don't
Talking about
give
Tom
people credit.
Johnson, the old ass nigga.
Bro, you just try to
No,
give
no, no,
somebody
not Tom
credit
Johnson.
for you just try to give somebody credit for beating Jesus Soto.
But again, you trying to, yeah, bro, you're trying to like sit there
I
and
think
take
you
it
I'm
away. But
saying I'm saying you literally giving these fighters too much credit for beating
Nah,
people
you
with a
can't say
name.
you can't coming from somebody that's never fought before. Can't say that Youngin is giving
I'm
five because
saying
you
it
could
sounds like
because
as
I
a
average
boxer,
because I
Youngins is.
because
It
I as
sounds
an
like
average
Youngins want credit
average.
for
Hey,
actually
do me a
beating
favor.
name fighters opposed
Do
to
me a
elite
favor and put.
fighters
Oh, hey,
with an
do me a favor
actual
and put.
name.
Do me a favor and put Coach Anthony in this, but put Okay, he fought this dude named Manuel
You talking about Coach
Kyle.
Anthony, the dude from that train, whatchamacallit, the heavyweight fat boy
Yeah,
Chambers, Eddie Chambers.
yeah. I bring him on.
So
I tell him
like,
to. I tell him to get on this joint in a little bit.
Tell him to get in the joint, bro. Because at the end of the day, what I'm not gonna let people that never fought before is discredit just because somebody doesn't have
Oh
or
no no
they
no
didn't
no 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 no
or
I'm
no
a
no
they
no no
discredit.
no
I
no
don't
no
give
no.
a
or they
fuck,
didn't
bro.
Me
or
not
they didn't
no
or
no
they
no
didn't
hold on hold on. Me
or
not
they didn't
I've
boxing
been in
ain't
the
got nothing
ring.
to do with giving youngins son. If a youngin fight
it
good
does have
fighters,
something. You
you
just
gonna get
laughed
credit.
at.
I will
You just
never give
laughed,
Danny
bro.
Garcia credit the
You
same
just
credit
laughed
as
at.
Oscar De La Hoya. He didn't
Bro.
fight the same caliber guys.
Laughed.
You
You
talking
just
about
literally
Jesus Soto,
laughed at
Carras,
about it.
and
It
we got
doesn't.
youngins fighting Pernell Whitaker at age 21.
It doesn't. But again, you're using somebody like it. That's like me comparing.
I don't have to use
That's me,
Oscar De La
bro.
Hoya.
That's
It's
me.
other people that
Yeah, you
fought
keep
good people.
using
That's
it.
just
You
the
keep
name I keep
using.
using
You
because
keep using
Young
one
is
of the
saying
legends.
Danny ain't
You keep
giving son.
using one of the
Danny
legends.
Garcia
Dog.
is a good fighter. He had a good career. He's not going any further than that. What you want me to say? He first
I never
ballot
said that.
Hall of
I never
Famer?
said that. No, I never said
He
that.
don't
But
have
what
a
I'm not
resume
gonna
like
do,
that, bruh.
no,
This ain't got
no,
nothing to
I
do
never
with a
said that.
youngin
I
boxing or
never
not
said that.
boxing.
Yeah,
Y'all
it does.
boxing
It
youngins gotta
does.
stop
It
wanting
does.
credit for beating mediocre opposition. You not about to beat
Boxers
Jesus Soto
deserve credit.
Carras
First of
and
all, the
Robert
boxers
Guerrero at age
because
41
you
and then
couldn't.
get
First of all,
praised for it. You gotta
Robert
beat
Guerrero
current
at age
fighters.
41. See, it's people like you that's trying to make a joke about it. Robert Guerrero ain't even fucking 41 right now. So when
Robert
he fought,
Guerrero's fought one fight in 3 years
bro, Robert Guerrero when he fought Danny Garcia had just came off of a win. Now
and
it's
two
not the
losses
same.
Hold
prior.
on.
It doesn't matter. Look who he lost to: Keith Thurman and Floyd Mayweather. That is okay. Who the fuck cares?
Danny
Bro, he should have
Garcia
lost.
has
You
no
giving
good
niggas
wins
credit,
at
bro.
Bro. Hold up,
147
Malky.
pounds. He will
Hold
not
up.
be credited
That
there.
win Robert
Bro, you
Guerrero
saying
got over Aaron Martinez was a fucking robbery. Because Aaron Martinez beat the
A,
shit out of
a
Robert
lot of
Guerrero
no,
people
that
he
thought
fight.
he
didn't.
because he fought
He
Devin
didn't.
Alexander
It was a
after. A
close.
lot of
It
people
He
was a
thought
got
close. It
fucking
was a
a lot of
close.
robbed,
people
bro.
It was
thought
a
Aaron
close.
won.
It was a close. It was a
Aaron
close
beat the shit
decision.
out
It
of
was
Robert Guerrero, bro.
no, he
I
He
don't
didn't.
know how the
definitely
fuck.
fought a washed Robert Guerrero. We're not
It
about to
was a
act
close.
like Danny be beating in prime
He
fight. The
wasn't.
only in
Nah, it
prime
doesn't
fighter,
matter because in prime he still would have beat Robert
only
Guerrero.
in
I don't
prime
want to hear
fighter
that
that
bullshit,
Danny Garcia beat is Lucas Matisse and the Mir Khan. Let's
bro.
not
That's
Aaron
do
not.
that.
Martinez beat the
That's
shit
not
out of
true.
Robert
That's
Guerrero,
really
bro.
not true. At
What
the
you
end of the
mean
day,
that's not
bro.
true? Hold on, hold
At the
on.
end of
Okay,
bro,
name
at
no,
the
nah,
end of
nah.
the
Name
day,
his prime wins.
no,
Name his
bro.
prime wins.
I'm actually tired of talking about Danny Garcia. I already made my point valid. The
I
fact of the
bet, yeah,
matter
you
is,
tired
I
of
will
talking
use
about him
the
now because you was
no.
getting ready to lie and say he
No,
fought
it's
more than
not that.
beat
No,
more
it's
than two
not that.
elite
I'm just tired of talking about him. But I already made my point. My
because
point
he
still
didn't beat
stands
more than
that
two
niggas
elite.
that don't fight, people that haven't fought a day in their life, they're very
I fought.
overcritical. Shit
Of
like that.
course,
Well,
we're
it's
gonna
not
be
just you.
overcritical on you
No,
youngins.
you
Y'all
don't
youngins getting
deserve the
paid
right to be
15 to
over.
20 million to
Bro,
fight
why
youngins we
don't
never heard of.
you don't, bro? You don't
If you
deserve the
sitting
right
there
to
and
be
duck youngins and then
autocritical.
you get exposed, yeah, you're gonna get exploited.
No,
Talk
bro.
about it.
Hey, no, you didn't. Well, we already established that he didn't duck anybody.
No, we didn't.
He
We was
did.
actually in
And
agreement that he
to
ducked
be
youngins.
honest with you, and to be you contradicting yourself because you saying Danny Garcia had a great
Hey,
career,
hey,
and he
Prince.
did have a great
No, I
career.
said
They
that. No, I
got
As
said
a
that. No,
business,
hold on. This is not a
that's
contradiction.
how
I
you want
said
to,
Danny
bro.
Garcia had a good
As a
career
business,
based
that's how
on
you
what
want to
you saying.
handle your career.
From a business standpoint, he did win a few titles. He had a cool
As a
career
business,
overall.
that's how
But
you want to handle. That's how you want to handle
his
your
career
career.
was more calculated.
they
He
gave this fool
processed
Guerrero a
everything.
97-92 win, bro, over Aaron Martinez, bro. This shit
We're not
was a
about to
pure
act like
robbery.
y'all say Floyd calculated everything. This
This
youngin'
shit was
Danny
pure
Garcia,
robbery, bro.
All right,
he
it doesn't
calculated
matter.
everything.
Bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how I would want my fighters. If I have fighters or if I
Okay, you
want
can
my
have your
career,
career like
that's
that.
how I would want a career to go because that is smart. That is a smart way
Okay, but
of
understand
fighting.
a smart career doesn't equate to you getting praised and recognized as the GOAT.
No,
You just
no
came in,
one,
you
no
made your
one,
money,
no
and you
one
beat some
ever
good
said,
guys.
no one ever said that Danny Garcia was the GOAT or being
No, I'm saying
praised as
as
the
long
GOAT.
as I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. As long as you understand that diehard boxing fans ain't gonna have an extreme amount of dialogue or nothing ultraly positive to say when the youngin have that career, it's fine.
Well, not really, because they're not gonna have nothing positive to say against a lot of fighters. I already did this.
No, that not not
Myself.
that's fine. But
I
it's
feel
still it's
myself
gonna be
going in
more
circles.
youngins to say.
I feel
It's gonna be
myself
more
going in circles.
as much
I can
stuff
use
as youngins
Anthony
say about
Joshua as
Floyd
well.
being the
People
Ducks.
hate a lot of people hate on Anthony Joshua. He had a swell career. He made a lot of money. Not everybody can beat a Floyd Mayweather. He made a lot of money, and he's gonna be in a Hall of Fame. Like that's what
We
it
don't
is.
right. This is what I'm saying. Y'all keep doing this Hall of Fame moniker on these fighters a little too loosely. Like a
Not
lot of
at all.
these
He
guys
beat
y'all
a lot,
saying
bro.
will
He
be
beat
Hall of
a lot of,
Famers.
bro. Anthony Joshua has a good resume to be in a
He
Hall of
actually does.
Fame.
He has a good resume. It's just Hall of Fame is a strong,
To be in a Hall of Fame, yes, he has a really good resume.
Nah,
People
you don't.
looking, yes,
really
he
good is
does,
a
bro.
strong term, bruh.
Y'all are fucking like
Nah.
delusional if y'all don't think that the guys that he's beating at the time that he's beating them, just because those guys might
Anthony
not,
Joshua?
just because those guys might not be might not like sit there
Bro,
to
only
be to
person
be
Bruh,
nigga
great
got is
based
fighters,
on
bro.
what
Klitschko.
you saying,
Man, you're ridiculous.
anybody in the
Y'all niggas
NBA who balling
ridiculous.
now is a Hall of Famer.
That is not what I'm saying, bro. And again, you can't
Based
keep
on what you
using
saying,
this
Jalen
shit
Rose is
as,
a
bro.
first
I ain't gonna
ballot
lie,
Hall of
bro.
Famer.
This shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all niggas is just because you keep using sports that has nothing to do with that sport. It is different. It is a different sport, bro. It is different.
Bro, you
Bruh,
just
bruh,
made a
in all
Basketball,
basketball and
combat
boxing
basketball,
sports.
comparison earlier.
basketball is all about longevity. It is a
Listen,
different
listen.
sport.
Even if it don't matter any combat sport, if you beat somebody that's washed up, bro, people not gonna give you this
This
much
youngin,
credit.
he just wants you to. He
When
wants
dudes
guys
beat
to.
All Star over him, they don't get that huge sass and shit no more. Cause we done seen it happen so many times.
Exact. This youngin
That's
want
not
guys to
true.
get
What is you
credit
saying?
That
for
is
What is
beating.
you
true.
Why
saying?
he want
No,
youngins to
it's
get
not.
credit for beating names, regardless of the status of that
Cause
old
you,
youngin.
yeah,
That is
exactly.
insane.
So the nigga that just beat Cody Garbrandt, he's gonna get praised. So if he gets
No,
another
I
chance,
don't even know
No,
who the fuck
he's
just beat
not,
him.
bro, Kyler
son. Why would
France.
you get?
Bruh.
Why would
First
you
to be,
get praised for beating Cody Garbrandt?
bro.
If
If
he
he
get
gets,
praised, it's because they actually think he's tight, not because he beat Cody Garbrandt.
bro, he beat no. But if he goes off and somebody else, then that's a name on your resume. What are you saying, bro?
No,
Y'all
bruh.
niggas
Don't
is
get me
y'all.
wrong.
That's
What
Those.
two
is
This
losses
is what I'm
no,
saying.
away.
no, 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 no. What
These
y'all doing
names
is y'all
make you pay
discrediting.
attention.
Y'all discrediting fighters for beating these
We're
washed up
not
fighters.
discrediting them.
So
How about this? We're not
if a nigga
discrediting them.
beat
We're just
no, if a
not
nigga
giving them
beat
credit.
Cody, if you give well, you can't not give somebody credit for not credit for beating a former
Hey,
champion.
Prodigy. Hold up, Prodigy.
Huh?
So Prince just
Whatever the
said the
prodigy.
dude that
What's
just
up?
beat Cody Garbrandt, everybody that's a good name on his resume right now. What do you guys
That
say
is a
about that?
good name. That
Get
is a
Wait,
the
good
what?
name on his resume.
I
the
said
guy
it.
that just
Cody
beat Cody
Garbrandt is a
Garbrandt.
name. Is
That's a
that a
good
quality?
name
Is that a quality win?
as of right now. Is that a quality win?
4 years ago it was.
That's
It
what we're
doesn't matter. That's
saying.
not
He
for
said 4 years
again.
ago it
No,
was.
that's not. That is a quality win. So if somebody sit
Bro,
there and
he's
be like,
done now.
"Bro, he destroyed a Cody Garbrandt," so now if he fights
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
somebody
about to
else,
go find
now
Riddick
that he
Bowe and say I
no,
beat a
now
heavyweight
that he
champion. Since
now
you
that
giving
he
credit
fights
like this
somebody
out.
else, then he's gonna sit there and he's gonna get credit. for fighting these guys.
Go
What are you
fight Chuck
saying, bro?
Liddell, bro. That nigga barely
You
standing.
guys are fucking sick, bro. If y'all like discrediting these world champions, these
Bro,
former
you
world
Bro,
champions.
the
overcrediting
nigga
world
on like a
champions.
6-fight losing streak, bro. You talking about this nigga?
Cody Garbrandt was not on a 6-fight losing streak. What do you
What
mean?
is he on, bro? Let me go look,
Bro,
bro.
he
This
had
nigga on like
literally
a
fought. He
6-fight
had
losing
literally
streak, bro.
no, he wasn't. He had literally just got KO of the year against that one dude, lost to Rob Font, and then just lost to Kyle France. What is you saying,
So
bro? Y'all niggas is really trying to take away credit from these former champions. That's still a name on his resume.
This
Y'all,
nigga
bro,
he 5-1. My bad, bro.
the
I mean, he 1-5. My bad, bro.
he. But again, fighting at the elite level. That's just what it is. But UFC is different from
oh my
boxing
gosh,
because
bruh.
UFC is different from boxing, bro. We can't do that because y'all looking at Cody Garbrandt's losses, but you can like Alistair Overeem got a ton of losses and still can get big fights right now.
No, he's
Alistair Overeem
retired.
just got cut and then was forced to
What are you
But
talking about? He
I'm
retire.
just
just
got dropped.
but I'm just saying he still can get big fights because of his
No,
name.
he can't. That's why he got cut. They
Oh
was
my
like, son,
god,
you don't need
bro.
to be fighting.
All right, bro. Whatever, bro. Bottom line is this, man.
Only nigga that can do that is
Y'all
McGregor.
discrediting these prospects or these fighters for fighting former champions, which is
We're not
insane.
discrediting these
Yes, you
fighters.
are.
We
You
aren't giving
laughing,
them
talking about
I
credit.
think
Robert
that's a. I
Guerrero
think those are good
41-0.
prospect fights. I'm not gonna say it like that. Just make you a good ass fighter, bro.
No, you
Yeah,
Chill.
get
like
credit. You
it's like
get
they
credit,
cool.
bro. You get credit. You get
Like
credit because,
Ashley T.O. Payne, some of these development fights Danny had was good,
bro,
but they
you
don't
get
make Danny
credit,
great.
bro. You get
It's
credit. I
similar.
didn't
Hey, hey,
say
hey,
that.
hey, hey, Malky. It's similar to Quillen versus Winky Wright. Like
Yeah, like
that's a good fight at that time for him to build his
And
resume,
that's a
learning
good
moments.
name. So he can for always say I
yeah,
beat
that's
Winky
respect.
Wright, bro. That's
Nah.
a
All right,
good name.
okay.
Let me
Answer
pull
this
it down.
question then: can William Joppy always say he outboxed Duran?
If he beat him, yeah.
So you don't
But then
really
again,
care. You as long as the
it
youngin got a
depends.
name, it don't matter.
No,
Mhm.
because it depends on what Durant. Like youngins, if a youngin fought Roy Jones right now and be like, bro, I beat a Roy Jones, it's like, bro, this Roy Jones can barely stand up. No, you didn't. But at this point, if Durant was like that, well, that's what you call washed. But if you're still
Roy
competing
Jones was
at
48. I mean,
bro, but if you're
Roberto
still
Duran was 48.
was he still winning? Was he still winning?
Nah, he was winning the bout as much as Robert Guerrero when he fought Danny.
That's not so then he still gets credit then. See, y'all trying to be funny and shit. Then he still gets credit because that version of Roberto Duran you couldn't beat. Ruger you couldn't beat and
I
any
beat the
Brandon
shit out that
Youngins
old nigga.
or
Stop fucking
whatever.
playing me,
And
bro. Drop that nigga
I
on his
choked
midget head.
Roberto Duran.
Y'all say that. Y'all say that, but y'all probably wouldn't be
Pick
able
that
to
little
beat
nigga
him.
up and slam him on his head, bro.
That's
I'd
cool, but y'all
paralyze him,
probably
bro.
still
Stop
would
fucking
y'all
playing
These
with
still
me.
boxing
y'all
youngins
still
soft
wouldn't
as a
beat him.
mug.
Nah, it ain't even that, bro. At the end
Y'all
of
niggas
the day,
want
y'all
credit for
niggas is
beating
crazy.
bums. You want to fight Ron Saunders, nigga.
That now that's a
Look,
that's a
you
bum.
want credit.
That's a
You
no,
want
that's
credit
a
for Ron
bum.
Saunders.
No, that's a bum because that's somebody I never heard of, even with me boxing. I was like, who the F is Rod Salker?
You ain't
But
hear
anybody
Mauricio
else,
Herrera even. Stop
yes, I
lying.
did. Yes, I did, because he had a controversial win against Benavidez. I mean, lost against Benavidez.
That was after.
Oh, was it then? Oh, then he ended up he ended up
Yeah,
fighting what's his
yeah,
name?
second.
Hold on, no, because he ended up. I knew who Herrera was. I knew who
No, you
Herrera was
didn't,
because
because he
Herrera
fought
fought
Bro,
Provodnikov
no,
4 years
he
before
probably
you
get
knew
that
him.
nigga a lift
I
ride,
knew
bro.
who. No, I knew who. No,
Nah,
I
he
knew
gave
who
Delome
Herrera.
a lift ride.
No, I knew who Herrera was because Herrera had he had fought what's his name?
He
He
looked.
fought that Kareem. He had fought Kareem Mayfield and Mark Alvarado. And he
You,
beat Ruslan for Brodikov. What you mean?
like you gonna box, Craig? Stop
No, I'm
playing.
not. I'm not. And he ended up beating
He trying to read the name.
he fought Mike Alvarado, bro. And it was a close fight. What do you mean?
That's
So,
another weak ass nigga.
so you couldn't wait to watch him and Danny.
No, I'm not saying that, but I knew he was. I'm like, okay. I ain't gonna lie. I'm watching
Mike
that.
Alvarado was between jail and whatchamacallit,
Hey,
the
I ain't
ring,
gonna lie.
bro.
I'm watching Coffee in that Rice first fight. Coffee looked like Bullet, bro. Bullet was a heavyweight fighter. That nigga look like Bullet. He looked like Bullet and
Come out the
YG.
heavyweights, bro. That was
I ain't gonna
disgusting
I ain't
lie.
watch,
gonna
bro.
lie. Coffee looked like YG.
Johnny Rice is like the
He
swagged out Buster Douglas, bruh.
That young, I ain't gonna lie. That young
Nah, I
look
don't
like
even put
YG.
swag on it, bro. That motherfucker
Said I
hella
don't put
slow, bro.
swag.
He
That
get
nigga
hit
look
too
like
much.
YG, bro.
Man, him and Charles Martin to be a classic.
This
I
nigga
don't
look
know.
like
Charles
YG.
Martin knock him out.
This nigga look like This nigga look. He look like young 821. The other dude look like YG and Bullet. That's funny.
I ain't gonna lie. This was a pretty good podcast.
It
Yeah,
really
Prince.
was,
You,
but
I
y'all
mean,
niggas didn't know what to put.
Prodigy, you missed it. We was just talking about what's a duck. What classifies as somebody as a duck? How long does it take for that stigma to go away?
I'm
Is
on.
there a certain amount of fights?
That's my
And
young
is
and prodigy.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Prodigy, do you think ducking is ever justified? Like,
Yes.
what gives dudes grounds to duck?
No, because my favorite fighter, BJ Penn, never ducked nobody, so no, it's not justified.
Hey, and that nigga
But
fought
but
niggas. He
but
was
but but I just
fucking 10 and
explained.
1
But I
and 10.
explained. But I explained the dynamics of boxing. I explained to them
Hey, Prime
what's a
Lara or
good
Marvin Hagler,
and what's a like
prodigy.
a good business move.
Lar.
You think
What's a
Lara picks
business
Marvin
move?
Hagler apart?
Y'all niggas see now y'all talking about that other dumb shit, bro.
I don't think nobody can beat Lar in his prime, bro. Nobody.
That's
Not
cap.
even Winky.
I ain't gonna lie, Laura. I love Laura, but that nigga.
You're impressed. The only Lara fans I know. Y'all niggas love that youngin' boy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Laura dope, but I ain't gonna lie, Triple G would have beat Laura
I would have
Why
rooted
he
for
fight
Lara,
him?
but Triple
Why
G
didn't he
might have.
fight him?
because they wasn't in the same weight class and they just
Lara called him out. He said he'll fight him at 160.
Oh, we already know Triple G. That's King Duck right there.
oh stop it, bro. No, okay, that's somebody. That's somebody we can make a claim for, but I can't give him. I can say he's the greatest middleweight, but I can't give him one of the greatest
Hell
fighters
no.
ever. I can't give him the claim greatest fighters ever because you
To
didn't
say
do
he's the
what
greatest
good are.
middleweight is extreme, but he's probably capable of beating
I
the
can
greatest
I
middleweight.
can see him getting the claim of one of the greatest middleweight,
Look at him beat
but
motherfucking.
I give you that.
Bro.
I can't give him the
He
claim
top 10.
of being one of the greatest fighters because he
Triple
won't
G probably
move
top
up
10 middleweights because it's
because
not
he
10
won't
middleweight.
Definitely, I give him top 10. Definitely top
because
10.
he
Yes,
won't move
definitely.
up. He won't move up and he won't fight the Andre
Hold
Wards
on,
and these
Bernard
guys. He
Hopkins,
was very adamant
Hagler,
on saying that.
Raymond. Oh yeah, it's definitely space. Yeah, Triple
They
G is
ain't beating
clearly
B
top
Hop in
10.
his prime. Put that on
Because
guard.
Roy Jones is technically not a middleweight. Yeah, Gerald McClellan. Yeah, like once the fact we might have to put Nigel. Oh yeah, Triple G is actually clearly a top 10 middleweight, and
He'll
he
beat the
actually
shit out of
might.
Nigel Ben.
Oh
But
yeah, Triple G actually to me beats most people at middleweight
he
historically.
ain't beating no B Hop though. That bread on that.
Nah, he's not beating Bernard Hopkins. I can't count Roy because he had 60 yet. He's super middleweight, so he Roy technically don't count. I would pick James Toney over him. It ain't too many people beating Triple G. Canelo. That's There's probably only four people. Uh, Hagler capable of beating him. Tommy Hearns physically too small. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Triple G probably around 6.
That nigga Coffee look like YG, bro. That's so funny.
Tommy Hearns better than Triple G. He
Why you
just
watching the replay
too
of that
small.
card, bro?
Give me a fight to watch. I'll watch it.
Aaron Martinez versus Robert Guerrero.
I'll watch that. Facts.
Tell
No,
me
watch
Robert
Danny
Guerrero.
Garcia versus Herrera.
Okay, I'll watch that too. Let me see.
I actually don't want to watch
Let
that
me
fight.
watch Robert Guerrero. Yeah, I don't want to watch that either because it was
It was boring. Danny was
no.
actually tagging him. He just kept getting countered. I ain't never scored a fight though. I ain't
Robbery.
think it was a robbery, but
Oh, you said who? Guerrero versus how you spell Guerrero?
I don't know.
Guerrero.
It's on YouTube. They got it on PBC
Oh,
channel.
Guerr.
Who you
It's
render?
an exciting fight because Aaron Martinez dropped that motherfucker like a bad habit. Fired off on him with machine gun punches.
I really would have just played that shit, but they can do us up.
Yeah, man, but this is a pretty good stream. It went on longer than I expected. I wanted to stop it at 2 hours, but y'all kept going, so I just let y'all go. So
Yeah, no, this was good.
you want to shout anything out before I end it?
Uh, Shout out to Santa Claus. See you in December. Gang.
Anything, Raji? Prince, I'm about to end it, bruh. I'm gonna let Prince come in, do his little shout out.
All right, what up?
Prince, go ahead, do a shout out. I'm finna end it, bro. It's been going for almost 3 hours.
Oh shit, what y'all about to do?
Shit, I'm finna just get on the phone with my girl.
All right, I'm about to watch
Honest.
this fight.
You want to do a shout out?
No, fuck all y'all niggas. Y'all don't know shit.
All right, with that said, man.
Where Malky at?
What's a good time for y'all to come on? That way we could make an official day or something, day or
Let's go.
time. My days are Wednesdays to Saturdays. I'm good all day. So
Oh, these
what's the
niggas
best
fought
day?
outside. I do remember this fight, bro. Robert
Nigga.
Guerrero was getting his ass. I do
Yeah,
remember
so
this.
he should have been fighting the Robert Guerrero coming off 3 losses.
Nah, it was a close fight, but I ain't gonna lie. I do remember Robert Guerrero. Didn't he get dropped like 3 times in his fight?
Bro, he got dropped twice. One time I thought he died. That nigga felt like Charles Martin, man.
Hey, son.
All right.
That
I'll
brother's
catch y'all
sick.
later.
All
Let me go
right,
ahead and end the stream.
all right.